and sit down.
Now, there you go. Oh, and we've lost a Fox. Let's find out where Fox is, see whether I can find him, because he's not showing up on my input. So let's show him on stream because he dropped off there. Can you hear me, dude?
I can hear you, dude.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I loaded the live up there and you was missing, mate. You had dropped out.
Ignore me. My broadband blipped, so I fell out. But I sent you a text saying I only saw a blank screen. But forget that. It doesn't matter now.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're back now. Okay. I see a black screen when you're doing the pre-roll. You see, I didn't realise.
So yeah, hello folks. How are we all doing? Hope you can see us both on the YouTubes. I'll just put that up on screen so that I can see it streaming. There you go. Right, yes, welcome to another Friday Frolic with me, Colin.
Welcome.
Festa 67's workshop, and in the Guru.
Hello. Don't know what this means.
Yeah, that's a wavy kids. Old Guffhorn as well. How you doing, geese? Why have I just asked him how he's doing?
It's a puppet.
I really need to get out a lot more, don't I?
Yeah, you're struggling to actually notice what are living and what are not living.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, let's get the pimpage out of the way first. So, yeah, if you'd like to help support this channel, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or click the nice sexy join button below and become a channel member. That will give you access to the Zoom 24/7 hangout. You could also pop over and share the love with Fox by heading over to patreon.com/HoddleMakingGuru and click the join button below any of his content. Also gives you access to the 24/7 hangout. If you want to get our attention in the chat, you can do an @Festa67's workshop or an @ModelMakingGuru. That will put our names in a wee box of gold so that we should be able to see the chat. Yes. And if you want to help the channel, you can click the $sign, put in a super chat. That'll put your chat comment in a nice big box of goodness, and you get a nice sexy bit of on-screen air guitar, and you're helping Festa out massively.
Yeah, we've both got a chat in front of us. So if you're watching this and you're not in chat, come and join the chat.
Now, I will say beforehand, we are building and painting. We are doing our best to read all the chats out. However, we do miss quite a bit of it. Now, don't get the ump with us for doing that. It's just we are building and painting. We don't really want to sit here just reading chat out because it's not very entertaining for you all. So try not to get the ump with us. It's not a deliberate thing. But we do miss it. If you really do need us to answer, then obviously do an @Festa or an @Fox. Also, to help you out with finding us on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/@Festa67 or youtube.com/@GuruFox. That helps you find our channels a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Talking of chat, let's have a looky-loo to see who's joining us. First question from me. Can you let me know in the chat that audio and video is coming through nice and clear for you?
Yes.
In the meantime, we've got Fox in the chat saying goodly evening parts, twiglets and nipple clamps.
Yep.
Yeah.
First question from me for the night.
Is it safe?
I like peas. Panzercat is in with Festa and Fox Hugs. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Round the world in 80 days.
Absolutely. Wayne Model Works is in. Says let's get a frolicking.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that me now, Willie Fogg? Is that me now?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
I say, Rigadon, let's go now.
Panzercat saying hello to Wayne. That's me saying, yay, Wayne. It's nice to see you, mate. And he's saying, hi, everyone in the chat. Good to see you here. Hugs right back. Always nice to see you, Wayne. Fox says to me, text message, do that. Yeah, it would have involved scrolling up, mate.
Yeah, ignore that now.
Yeah. Wayne says, I enjoyed the Fallout stream today, Fox. There you go.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Yes, I went back to. I got my ass handed to me when I was playing Metro 2033, so I threw the controller and decided to go back to.
Oh, you got your teddy bears out, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mentally threw a controller rather than physically threw my controller.
Jamie,
go on. No, go on.
Jamie Bones in says hello, everyone.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you.
Yes.
Paul J. Lewis, twirl your pom-poms and strut those eye kicks, people. It's Friday frolic time. Yeah, you're right. I really need to stop watching Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders vids. Evening, Colin, Fox, and all in chat. Evening, mate. And yeah, guess you forgot to do pimpage again tonight.
Who forgot to do pimpage?
I did. Yeah.
You just done pimpage?
No, in the groups for the show.
Oh, you spoon. I didn't because I've been busy like doing stuff.
Yeah, I was involved doing artwork and I've kind of forgotten. But anyways, yeah, Pan's saying hello to Jamie, who's saying hello back. Paul says audio and video's fine, thank you very much. Bobbins is in saying hello. Hello, mate.
Bobbins.
Fraser Green is in. He says, hey all, I may just looking for old school comics to add my collection. Gets in.
Yes.
Joel Grit is in. Same morning, Colin Fox and all in chat. Hello, Joel. How you doing, mate?
Have a look for Fraser. Have a look for some battle action comics. That's about as old school as you can get.
Yeah.
Commando books and battle action comics.
I remember. I used to love getting them in the summer.
Got one somewhere. It's on a shelf somewhere. It's like a big, thick collection of battle action comic stories.
Yeah. Paul J. Lewis is going, boom. Happy days. Now, yeah, dude, it's that time of year, isn't it, where we start looking at doing all new credits for the next year with the 2023 on and all of that lot. And it's that time of year where artwork comes into it now.
Well, it does for you. For me, I'm far too lazy. I just change the date on the title card, and that's as much as
No, as you know, I chop and change the channel every year just because I get fed up with looking at stuff. Now, I've got options. I've got options, dude, this time.
Yeah.
Because me and thee have migrated away from StreamYard.
Yes, because it's rubbish.
So we're not limited by the letterboxes anymore. So rather than have a big black boring background, we can have this, we can have that, or we can have letter number C, which is that. I know. So folks, let me know what you think. I'll go back. You've got A, you've got B,
I'm missing out here.
and you've got C.
Oh, I'll never know. I'll be surprised when the winner is revealed.
So let me know, because I'm curious as to which way to go for the new year. So yeah, you know, I've had a few.
Let's do like a background full of like naked ladies and kebabs and ice cream and stuff.
Yeah. I've had a few, you know, it's a bit cluttered, it's a bit this, it's a bit that, but yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. This is my annual change anywho. And yeah, because folks, now we've got our banners up and our names can see who we are. So I kind of need a bit of a clean sweep, and I'm doing the same with the brunch, and I'm migrating Dave from StreamYard to our way of doing it because it kind of needs it, and I want I just want to be able to use one streaming platform basically, and not have to keep mess about chopping and changing. So let me know. Stop chat, let's go back into live chat.
Now my stuff isn't changing because I'm far too goddamn lazy to do anything other than change the PNG that has the date at the end title page, and that's literally I go in Photoshop, I change the number, and then I resave it, and it's all automatically updated. I don't do anything because I'm far too lazy.
But you are forgetting something, mate.
Yes.
Because I'm doing your buttonage going forward from this week.
Yes. So I will have to send you the updated version.
So I can quite easily do you larger screens as additional. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what you think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just curious as to what people think because Bobbins.
Well, I don't even know what you showed them, so I'm quite intrigued.
I thought you had the stream going on your iPad. Oh, that was pointless then, wasn't it?
No, I don't have the stream going at the same time. I haven't got bandwidth for things like that.
Oh, you tart.
We're not all on fibre to premises, you know, young lady.
That's what he did there.
Some of us are still stuck on fibre to cabinet.
Joel Grit says he's doing all right. Fraser Green says, I used to have a pile of Commando books, gave them to an older gent I used to work with while he was with the council, and the comics I'm looking for are the Batman-related pre-2000s mostly.
Ooh, I'll tell you what I've got it's all falling apart now, but I've got somewhere the
Yeah.
official DC Comics adaptation of the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman movie, which
Yeah.
is beautifully illustrated.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I've also got Batman Death in the Family,
Yeah.
which is the one where Robin dies. Yes.
Yeah.
And I've got one other one. I've got an
Yeah.
old one from the 60s, which is 70s, which is Batman and
Yeah.
World War II or something. I don't know. Something.
Oh, right. Yeah. Bobbin says screen B. Fraser Green says B. Nice level of zoom. Paul Lewis says B. So there's 3 for B, 1 for C. So, yeah. So a lot of folks are preferring that one. So should we go with that one for the rest of the show, folks? And see what you think. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just trust it all looks good.
Oh, yeah, you're a bit off centre on that. Where
That's
your
good. No,
stomper is.
That's off centre. That's just
Oh, is
put
it?
that over there.
Where would your stomper be if you was on centre?
It would be here,
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. No worries, mate.
and I'll be working down here.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So if you wanna go for B, we'll try B and see what you think. If you do want to nag me any more about screen layout, send all your complaints to Elgin35 at geocities.com and he will file it where it belongs.
Yeah, that's Festa's way of saying shut up, don't care.
Yeah, because send me links to your own live streams. I'll sit and watch them and then I'll critique yours. Anyway, let's move forward. Right, what are we up to tonight, mate? We're doing stompers, aren't we, geese?
I'm going to paint my face like a tiger. I'm not really. I don't know where that just came from.
I'm
Yes,
still
it's
doing bits more of chipping. I've had a bit of a perusal at it, and I want to just go back and do some of the highlights around the edges now that the brown has dried.
You just said perusal.
Perusal, yeah.
Ooh.
You like that?
Yeah,
That sound profesh.
you like get a new word every week, don't you?
Yeah, Wayne says just putting my vote in, but I like that screen best. Which one? This one we're on now, Wayne, is screen B. The bigger one, which is that one, is C. And that one is A. So we're currently on screen B, mate.
Hey, baby.
So, yeah, that's what we're on, mate. Happy days. So, yeah. Anyway,
Yes,
yeah,
what-
we're doing
yeah.
bits on the stomper, mate. Yeah.
Yes. So you're still doing. You have got like all the chipping ever invented by man to do on yours, haven't you?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just going around and doing, like I say, I've got the yellow because I started the yellow and never got round to doing some of the edges. I want to redo some of the blue, some of the red, because obviously the brown, now that it's dried, went over a few bits, and I just want to go back and clarify. And then obviously I've got checkers to start. I've started drawing it out. Then I want to paint the checkers on the back of the chimney there.
Oh yeah. What, have
so
you
I got
drawn it out
that.
with a pencil? Or?
With a lining brush.
Ooh.
Nice big long lining brush, and then I will go in and do, because I've got them with the really big long ones, you know.
You mean you did the fiddly bit off camera so I couldn't watch and mark?
Yeah, I was fettling, wasn't I, whilst we was waiting to go live. Did tell you.
Oh, you were fettling.
Yeah, wait till
'cause I can't
screen
see
B
you,
would be the one. Yeah, happy days. There you go. So yeah,
Well, on mine, I've got. I did lots of rusty bits last week on the bare silver metals. I made them all a bit rusty.
happy
And I
days.
started me stripage on the thing that you can't see.
Good
So
you are.
today I will be adding some rust to these stripies. In fact, first I'll be doing some highlights and lowlights.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
I'll do some rust dry brushing just to make it look patchy and horrible. And then I shall repaint these binders on the tubes.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, after that it's like
It's like,
I don't know. I've got to do some rusty shenanigans in various places as well. So we'll see.
apologies for my squeaky chair. I'm just trying to support me back, because my back is
Squeaky chair.
absolutely caning today, and I'm trying to get it in a comfortable position. So,
Oh, dude, you should have said we could have taken a week off. Yeah.
oh, don't be silly. I'm not going to do
You're
that.
so silly.
Right, where do we start?
You can take off if you want.
No, I don't want to do that, mate. Bloody hell, I've not long had a week off. The carcass can't keep winning, Fox. It's
No.
kicked my bum religiously for 2 months, and I kind of want to get on.
I had to have a week off last weekend because I had the big poopy arse and it wasn't very nice.
Oh, you had hosepipe butarks, did you?
I had the hosepipe experience.
Oh, that was nice for you.
Well, which manifested itself pretty much when I was in the kitchen making a cup of coffee. It was like, oh, okay, that's something I need to go and deal with.
Yeah, that's a bit worrying, isn't it?
And that was the day before Mama Fox hadn't been well.
Yeah. So,
24-hour bugs, I think.
So we are doing a bit of the old Stomperkins.
Mm-hmm. In case you hadn't realised.
In case you hadn't realised.
I'm doing all the bits that I can't actually get on camera very easily, so I'm going to move my camera up now. So I'm going to mess up your layout. There you go. Ha la 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 la.
That's all right, as long as people are happy with what they're seeing. It's your camera angle.
Yep.
That I can't control, folks.
Yep.
I can't control where Fox is on screen, so yeah.
What I'm going to do now is some highlights. I'm not going to do highlights as in edge highlights. I'm just going to do, I don't know how I'm going to do this actually. Just put some little slightly brighter areas in the yellow strips and black strips just to give them some, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because they're on a vertical, that's a bit difficult.
Try and get that so that people can actually see what I'm doing. That would be a good start, wouldn't it?
No, they don't need to see what we're doing.
No, let's try and...
I think it was more like a radio show.
Yeah. It's just obviously with the angles we're working at, and this is such a big kit.
You're a big kit.
I like being a big kit.
Right, there's no way to realistically do this, so I'm just going to make it look slightly not realistic. It's just...
Are you having a wibble there?
No, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do some highlighting on these chimneys, and there's no way to do it realistically because there's no specific light source.
No.
So I'm just going to have to glaze on some little highlights in places.
And there you go. We're just going around doing highlights around the edges of some of the roughs.
I'm not doing highlights as in edge highlights, just I'm making some lighter patches of the yellow here and there. Well, I'm trying to anyway. Might end up being a bit too light.
Few scratches across there. Gone into Whispering Bob Ross mode there, and I Whispering Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Whispering
Beat the devil
Bob.
out of it. Beat the devil out of it. Wait, Whispering Bob Harris or Whispering Bob?
Whispering Bob off of Whistle Test. Yeah.
Whispering Bob Harris, yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't remember his surname for some reason.
You couldn't remember the surname of Whispering Bob Harris? It's probably Harris, I think.
Yeah. But he's like, tonight we're going to play some jazz.
Great.
Nice. Belly and bench, don't forget. Yes, folks, I've just seen someone's put in a belly and bench. Jamie Bone's got to go. We'll catch the rest of the stream when it becomes a video. No worries, my friend.
Take care, Jamie.
Panther says, Festa, poor Fox has terrible internet. Remember the days when he used to have the best? Yes, I do.
I did, yeah. Once upon a long time ago.
Yeah, James has got a belly and bench. Pork chops with pillow rice. Bench, Grim Reaper and Beauty and the Beast 3D prints. Just set up for tomorrow's stream as well. Marcus says, good evening, Colin and Fox and all in chat. Just in to say hi, give a massive thumbs up. Have a great evening and stream, everyone.
Hey, Marcus.
Peace out, mate. Hope you're doing all right, Marcus. Love to you and your son. Panther says, hi, Marcus, as does James, Bobbins, Belly, Tuna and Pasta Thing. Bench, attaching the little antennas to the Nimrod.
Nimrod.
He's got his rod out.
You're a Nimrod.
Yeah, I like being a Nimrod.
La 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 la. That's all right, folks. If you're doing glazes, always remember that you put more paint down where the brush comes off the model. So if you want to go from transparent, if you want to go from a haze where you want to go from like transparent to bold, like if you're doing a transition, always make the brush come off where you want the most paint to be.
Yeah.
If you want to fade something in, you start the brush where the fade starts, and then you pull off the brush where it's.
Was that a
pigment?
Fox shit, was it?
Yes. Did you notice that?
I'm impressed, mate. I am so proud of you.
Did you like that?
So proud of you, dude.
It's one of those things that you can learn quite early, but I always forget to implement.
Yeah. John Alex,
I
Scale
remember.
Models is in, says hello to Festa and Fox. Hello, John. How you doing, geese?
Hello,
Lovely to
John.
see you
Welcome.
in. How.to. That's better. A little bit more on there.
That's totally.
That's what we did there.
La 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 la.
And big hugs to Mama Fox.
Here we go.
Not in a smug way, but thank you for your lovely, kind words earlier, Mum. I
Here we
was deeply lump in the throat, very humbled and very wistful with all your lovely pleasantries. So thank you,
If only
Mum.
she watches. If only she would watch this.
Of course, as you can gauge by Fox's reaction, he's extremely bitter. Not that he
Yes.
bears a grudge, but there might have been a little bit of a tear and the walking away music.
Yes.
I look
Basically,
forward to seeing Ted as well, to tell him.
I was teasing Mama Fox this morning when I woke her up. I was teasing her about something, I can't remember what. And that I was being merciless and teasing her. And I said, "You hate me, don't you?" And she went, "Yes. The only person I love is Barry." Barry's tea. The only person I love is Barry. Pause. And Festa. I'm like, I'm the one that makes all the tea and all the food and does all the shopping. And she was like,
And
Barry and Festa.
there you go.
If that's the way it is, how
Yeah.
very dare you?
And of course, you wasn't disappointed at all, was you, mate?
I'm a mature,
Yeah.
sanguine man.
Did you let out one of those sighs of despondency?
No, not that much. I was fine. I dealt with it in my own way, in my own time, later on, quietly in a corner.
So your pillowcase is still a bit wet then, where you sobbed into it?
Yes, I've gone then. You recovered that one nicely.
I did. You're impressed, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, bit more on there. This is
So
fun.
apparently,
Go on.
being the one that makes all the tea and all the food and shopping and stuff doesn't give me any leeway in this.
Counts
house
for
at all.
nothing, mate.
Nope, counts for nout.
You know, at the end of the day, your mum has got sense, mate. I admire all of her choices.
Here's me making sure every cup of tea she has a couple of blackberries and a bit of a strawberry stuck on the top of the cup, just to keep her in vitamins and minerals. And no, nothing. Cowbag.
You're not bitter at all, are you, mate? Dear.
I don't know.
Oh, Lamekins, I'm welling up here.
You know, when I ask her who the favourite is on the Monday E-Model show, she never says it's me. Never says it's me. I never get a chance. Not even a look in.
Ah, but it was Chris last time, and
It was.
yeah, I was mightily impressed.
Mm.
So was Chris. You could tell he was made up.
Yeah, Chris is made up. He's not real.
Yeah,
See what I did there?
I did. I'm impressed with that.
Mm-hmm. So it should be.
There you go. Oh, that's better. I'm liking that a lot more
That's
now.
better.
You know, when you sit and you look at something, I stuck this on a battery-operated turntable the other night.
Yes.
And I like to just sort of think where it's going and where I want it to go. And I just, you know, when something's going around like that in front, you can just start nitpicking, can't you, and spotting little bits. And it's like
You can zone into a different place and just start analysing it in a delicate way.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, I'll do that Friday and do that, and yeah. So just let me see, because obviously I've not put no washes on this yet,
No.
or filters or anything like that. And
No.
at this stage, if I couldn't see detail, then it would be even more difficult to see it when the washes go on. So I'm having to exaggerate the rust and the chipping so that when the washes,
Never.
so that when the when the washes go on and it knocks it down, it should, in theory, make it look a bit more real.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean. You've been at this
I
stage a lot
know
more
that.
than
Yeah,
me.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You over cartoonize it, don't you, knowing that you're going to be fading it back. So
Yeah, everything looks Everything looks weird when
Yeah.
it's just flat colours, because that's not how we actually see the world.
Absolutely. Jeff Light is in saying hello, Colin Fox, and everyone in chat. Hello, Jeff. As is
Hello, Jeff.
our very own Carl Sagan. Jeff,
If you wish to make an
Candygram
apple
Commander.
pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Absolutely.
I really was not prepared, and I had no new quote.
Yeah. Everyone's saying hello to each other there. Yeah. Everyone's saying hello to Jeff and Jeff because, yeah, are legends in their own right and good friends. It's always nice to see them in.
Is there such thing as a... Everybody says the good friend. Nobody ever says bad friends.
Well, I
You
don't
have a bad
know.
friend?
We've all had bad friends in the past,
Bad friends, not just enemies.
you know, but that's their choice. I don't want to be like that. Jog on.
Yeah, but if you have a bad friend, isn't that just an enemy?
Well,
saying
if it's
is
a
it-
bad
it
friend,
is-
they're no longer a friend, are they?
Yeah, so it's like one of them things. It's like there's no such thing as a bad friend, because you can't be a friend if you're bad.
No, they go to that zone, don't they? Of
What, real?
Yeah.
They go to real. They go to the place where all the bad people go, real.
Yeah.
Apologies to anyone who lives in real.
Not really, he says. No.
I've been to real. You need to apologise to me.
Yeah, the birds fly upside down over real because there's nothing worth shiting on.
The two things I remember about, well, the three things I remember about real were, one, there was a shop called Dave's Stolen Phone Shop.
Oh, lovely.
I kid you not.
Oh,
It
charming.
probably wasn't selling stolen phones, but it was boarded up. Also, there was we parked outside on the coast road or something. I don't know what it was, and there was like a fairground on this side of the road that was closed, and abandoned, and it was complete 100% Scooby-Doo territory.
Yeah.
And it was really scary. And three, I locked my car keys in the boot of my Sierra, and we had to get the RAC out.
Could only happen
I
to
don't
you.
like real.
Yeah, that can only happen to you, can't it?
Yeah. It's one of those cars where it was actually physically possible to lock your cars in the boot.
Yeah. John Alex says to all my dear friends above, I love you all. Oh, what a lovely sentiment.
Oh,
That's
mix in
nice.
the
That.
toast.
Yes, I may have been teasing Fox earlier because I had a lovely cake sent me by Jackie.
Yeah.
And I may have been teasing him that I've got all the cake and he hasn't.
I have no cake. Yeah, but you know what I've got? I've got 2 tins of strawberries in syrup and a tin of custard.
Yeah, but you know what
And I
I've got?
I actually promised Mama Fox them, and I forgot to give them to her. So
You know what I've got, though? I've got all the huggages and I'm Mama Fox's favourite. What can I say? Tim Timber's in, says hi all. Hiya, Timber.
Timber.
How you doing, mate?
you do realise, of course, though, that I get the actual hugs that involve squishy.
Yeah, but I
squishing
know full
walls.
well, mate, if I knocked on your door, I walked in your lounge, your mum would fly across that lounge quicker than Paul Stewart would to get a hug.
Well, that'd be a really slow flying. It's a different kind of flying than you're used to. It's
Yeah,
more like a hang on, just get yourself comfortable and wait for it.
yeah, because Paul Stewart's a hugger. He likes a good hug, doesn't he, Dazal?
Yeah.
He
Big
likes.
lads always like hugs.
Yeah, he likes a hug. Yeah.
I know people probably can't see what I'm doing, but basically I'm glazing on some highlights on these yellow bits.
Yeah, no, it's crystal clear, mate. Hopefully people are happy with the angles and the shots they're getting. It's all a learning curve with this new way we're doing stuff. And yeah,
I'm afraid with this specific model, whatever angle you get is what you get, and that's it. Tough cookies, because there's no way for us to there's no way for us to line up shots with this. Yeah,
it's a lot
With Lehman
easier
Russ,
with the
we can-
Russ.
doing something small like a Lehman Russ, we can take care to get good shots for you. But when it's something like this, you just have to get what you're given, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like it.
You asked me
Sounds
to
hard.
remind you that it's stripe week on the Lehman Russ as well.
Oh yes, striping. I've not decided if we're doing a white with a red stripe or red with a white stripe. It's the whole Gork and Mork thing again, isn't it? But
Your
yes, I've not
choice.
decided yet. I don't know yet.
You're the teacher.
I do not know. Right, now this is the risky bit now. Doing a highlight on the black, because yellow highlight on yellow, like yellow base color and then a wash and then yellow highlight with a glaze is fine. But doing black, it's going to be a great highlight and black, and it's going to stand out like and sore thumb. I'm tempted just to leave the black, actually.
Whose idea was it to glue these arms on?
Simpleton. In fact, I know what I will do.
Must have been me then.
With the black, I'm going to do something different. Because on the black stripes, if you remember, I did Avalanche Sunset.
That's right.
I don't know if you can see there's a very subtle highlight there going down the side.
Do you want me to bung your full screen, geese?
No, it's fine. I'm only showing them quickly. And I did the same on this bit here. There's no real place to do a highlight because it's just a cylinder, but I've just done a bit of a tiny highlight. So it's not just a solid colour. It's Avalanche Sunset for yellow and Abaddon Black for black. I gave it a couple of washes of something. I forget what. Some colour in that.
Agrax Earth Shade and Reikland Flesh Shade when it mixed?
It was Agrax Earth Shade and it was... remember now, something else. It might have just been Agrax Earth Shade, actually. I don't know. I could have done a bit of Fuegan Orange. I don't know. Anyway, so I've done a highlight on the yellow, but instead of doing that on the black, I'm going to do the reverse. You might think I'll take a grey and do a highlight on the black, but I'm not. Because the black's had some Agrax Earth Shade and stuff on it, it's gone a little softer. So what I'm going to do is the reverse on the black. I'm going to do a black low light. If that makes sense.
Look at you with your low light of blackness.
Well, where I did like the highlight there with the yellow, along from that, I'll do some black, pure black on the black stripes to darken the bits away from the highlight. It's like the negative of what I've just done, basically, but on the black. Yeah. I'm going to try it anyway. It might look absolute garbage. I don't know, but I'm concerned that if I just go in with the light grey colour and put it on the black stripes, it'll look like garbage. So it's not really that easy sometimes. So I'm going to wing it.
Wing it? That's what we like, winging it, don't we?
Wing it and see what happens. So anyway, how's your week been, buddy? How have you been, my friend?
All right, mate. Yeah, it's been quite quiet, really. I did the Wednesday stream, didn't I, for A.Models.
Was that on Wednesday, then, was it?
Yeah, that was on Wednesday, dear. I did that.
I knew that.
I've been doing artwork, sort slobs out. I've been sorting all the gaming artwork and overlays out, ready for Grim and Skyrim in the new year.
Skyrim!
So I've been sorting all of that lot out to get that all ready and then figuring out what builds I'm going to try and film for next season. So, yeah, it's preparation really for the new year. I've parked a lot of the builds whilst the carcass has been kicking me bum.
Yeah.
And I'm just finishing off what I'm currently doing, and then I shall revisit where I was once things settle down a little bit, because...
Yeah. Jolly good.
Yeah, so, yeah, we're, as you know, currently having a bit of a relapse with the MS, so let that do its thing, and then I'll come back and reapproach things and see what happens.
Yeah, you can only work with what you've got. I mean,
absolutely. But at the moment I go with that, and it's not violins or anything, it's just what's going on. It detracts from what you're trying to do, so you just reevaluate and go, okay, I'll come back to all of this, and see how things are. So
yeah, you walk into the room and there's a giant bear looking really grumpy, you just walk out and go to a different room for a bit.
Absolutely. And it's like, well, the new year's upon us, and I could just have a bit of a breather and rejig for the new year. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's a lot of builds I had started, I'm fully aware of. Things like Kshatriya, the Beetle, the Volkswagen bus, there's a Foos build, there's a couple of bikes that I was building. And it's easier at the moment just to take the pressure off myself and prep for the new year and then come back and start afresh.
Yeah. Well, I had plans for this week. I didn't do any of them.
No.
Real life reasons.
Absolutely.
I was going to get the next 6 issues of the Star Wars Encyclopedia filmed or streamed. That didn't happen, so I need to do that. I was going to do the next issue of the GT40. I said it out loud. Oops. So that needs to be done. One thing I did do this week, though, was I got all the stuff for the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box set. Put it all back in the box and put the box back in the storage room because I was enjoying it, but it was such a big project that it was just, I was getting bogged down with it. I was losing the will to live with it.
Yeah, you was losing your mojo a little bit. It was like a millstone, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was like there's so much to do, and I was like, so much to do, and I'm going to try and film it as well.
Would
And it was just one of those things where I thought, well, I should just get on with it and get it done. But
would
again,
it pay you to break it down then into more manageable sections and say, well, fine, if I do them little ones and then come back and do the others another time, or
well, that's kind of what I was doing anyway. But that was then using filming as a way to break it up. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I was like, my mojo's gone for it, and it's just I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm going, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things that happens sometimes. You can have the project you've been looking forward to the most. Doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes you just lose the urge to do it. You're like, you know what? I don't want to do this now. So I've learned over the years the best thing to do is just stop and put it away and leave it for another time. Because all you do is, I get myself stressed out because I'm not doing what I should be doing. I feel like, I should be doing this and I need to, and I'm not doing anything else while I'm supposed to be doing that, and I'm not doing that. And it gets me stressed out. So I've learned over the years the best thing to do, put it back in the box.
Yeah.
And come back to it another time. So I've done that. And I felt a millstone weight lift off my shoulders, which was nice.
Yeah. Do you think it's because you've put yourself under pressure because you're doing it to sell it?
Yeah. And that was putting a pressure on me anyway. But I just one of those things that it was, the mojo for it just went.
Yeah.
So that's gone back in the box, gone back into the storage room for now.
Yeah.
Until the time when I can think, right, I'm ready to do that now. You have to remember, of course, it's not just that I'm bored with the painting. It's also the point that, when you're doing something and filming it, it adds a whole extra dimension to it. Like, all of us can sit there and say, I'm painting X, but I'm getting bored with the painting, so I'm going to put it to one side. But I'm like, I can be absolutely enjoying a painting session, but if the filming makes it really boring, I've got yellow on there, black on there. The filming gets in the way, and that can disrupt the enjoyment of the painting.
It always looks easy when you're watching someone that's filmed a build until you actually try and do it yourself.
Yeah, and that's the trick. You see, that's the thing.
And then you realise how much time goes into it.
Yeah, so it was partly that I was losing the mojo on the project, and partly because the painting was making me lose the mojo on that. I wasn't enjoying the filming process. So that's gone back in, and my plan now is this week coming up, hopefully, get the Star Wars Encyclopedia thing streamed, get the GT 40-bit filmed. I've still not have to do any other part work stuff just yet. Got a month or so yet. And then I want to just get back onto painting and filming something, and I'm debating what to do. I do have a Bane blade I need to paint, but I'm not going to do that. There's a reason I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to tell you what that is just yet. You know what it is, Cole.
Yeah.
But I have also got things like my tabletop trauma center Orc WASBomb plane that needs to be stripped down and repainted. I've got that to do, and that was what I was thinking about this week, was doing that, because that looks like quite good fun. See if I can resurrect it from the dead, basically.
Is that the one where they painted the canopy?
Yeah, they just sprayed the whole thing brown.
Yeah, it's like, why?
They were just like, let's just get a can of Xandru dust and paint it. Bang, there you go. I think what it was, I suspect what it was is sometimes you'll go into either a Warhammer store or a friendly local game store or whatever it is, and they'll do things like they'll have special open days or whatever, or they'll have just fun days where you can go in and play a particular game. Like my local Warhammer store on its store birthday, they had a couple of different like silly games to play, like the Orc Dakar Rally, which is just a silly made up game, and they just had a pile of like quickly painted models you could play with or you could take your own. And I suspect what it is, it's probably like there's been a store and they've just, for some sort of event, they've probably just quickly primed up a load of basic models just so people can use them to play with. And then been like, right, well that's that then, just stick them on eBay and get rid of them.
Get rid.
Like, because you're not gonna if you're gonna have like say an open day with some silly games for people to play, you're not gonna spend weeks painting all the models.
No,
you're just gonna have some quickly coloured, primed up stuff just to people to play with on the tabletop.
Squishy alert! Edward Leonard's in.
Oh, hang on.
I can delay whilst you're doing your thing.
Yep, hang on. I've just got to move that. Ready?
Edward Leonard's in, mate. There you go. Get in.
Yes, I was watching the Nautilus Dives thing again today.
Oh, right.
They were in another octopus garden.
Oh, nice.
And it was amazing. But the funny thing is, the octopus they keep finding is this octopus called moose octopus.
Yeah.
And I always find it quite amusing until I realize it's not actually moose octopus. It's not it's moose, MUUS octopus. But I was like, moose octopus. I like that name, moose octopus.
Yeah. Paul J. Lewis has got a belly and bench, he says, much earlier. Steak and chips with mushrooms, tomatoes and fried onions. Tuna Sani, half an hour ago. And he's got the 112 MFH Ferrari 315S. He's clear coating the body. And he's having a large JD. Everyone's saying your build looks really nice. They're liking it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, don't be clear coating a car when you've been on the alcohol. That's the worst thing you can do.
You Gordon's in. Hello, you. How you doing, geese?
Willkommen.
And everyone's saying hello to him and Edward. There you go.
Highlights. What are we talking about?
Filming.
I don't know. Anyway, yes. Yeah, so
filming your plans for next year, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I might do that Jet next.
Yeah.
So I do have a Baneblade in it to film, but that will have to wait for a specific reason. Say no more.
Yeah.
This are the things I could paint. I do have. See, I've got things like I've got my Archaon the Everchosen, which I really want to paint, and I've got my Mortarion that I really want to paint, and I've got my what is it called? It's the Tzeentch one, and it's got like the two bird heads. It's the Lord of Change, I think. Kairos Fate Weaver.
Yeah.
But they're proper like character paint jobs. They're like big, massive characters.
Yeah.
And they demand an awesome paint job. And I think what I need to do is, because I'm going to be filming them.
Yeah.
I think I need to get back in the filming habit, because I haven't done filming properly for a good couple of years now, and I need to get back in the habit. So I think what I might do is start small before I start doing the big
your
ones.
way up, yeah.
Yeah, because I need to get back to being able to film before I start painting like massive characters like Kairos Fate Weaver or Archaon the Everchosen. Yeah. So at least we'll see how they go. Right, what's required here now is a swig of water. Yeah.
What we got here is a swig of water.
Swig of the waters, and then we are going to do the dry brushing of the rust. Because I need to do rust. So, because we can't just have stripy chimblies that just look like they've been painted yesterday and are a bit dirty. They need to be stripy chimblies. Now, I did get a big splodge of black paint on there on this back bit, but I can't cover it with the yellow because it'll be a big clean yellow patch where the rest of it's dirty. So I'm just going to make sure I cover that with a splodge of rust, I think. It's the thing. If I try and cover it with the yellow, it'll just look clean, and that's rubbish.
Yeah. Edward Leonard says, have you guys seen the game Shooters, Blood and Teeth, a Warhammer Orcs game? Yes, I have, mate. I've seen
I thought you would have.
Yeah. Edward says they should have got Colin to voice act it. Yeah. I'm going to use a sample of that when I do my Orc music build.
Well, careful using copyright samples.
Yeah, I'm getting in touch with them, Fox. I'm not stupid.
Oh, right, good. That's good then.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I
have to make sure.
Absolutely, but yeah.
That's good. I like that. If you get in touch with them, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want to use that on the soundboard, so yeah.
Yeah. This will work, but we'll give it a try.
So yeah, that'll be another build for the new year as well. That's about 60% of the printing's done for that now, Fox.
What, for the secret thing?
For the ELO stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. You're a maniac, you know that, don't you?
I know. What have I bitten off? More than I can chew, I think, didn't you?
Because you've got a gullet an inch wide and a mouth an acre across.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's really gonna kick me in the bum, innit, at the end of the day.
No, you'll love it though.
It's something different.
I'm doing a quick shade with some Cassandora yellow, which is an orange colour, bright orange colour, and I'm just doing it at the bottom of each of these pipes. I'm just pulling the shade up. Big brush strokes. I'm not making it smooth, and I'm pulling it up. Now, you know I said about how, like, you get the most paint deposited where you pull the brush off the model?
Yeah.
That doesn't always occur if you pull the brush off the model so that your brush stroke goes from fat to thin. Sometimes doing the same thing actually gives you this other effect, which is where you get that kind of fat to thin ink effect. And that's what I'm doing here.
Oh, you're good.
And the reason I'm not being all careful about grading it is, A, I'm going to cover it with rust anyway, but I kind of want that kind of, not brush marks, but brush stroke marks.
Yeah.
Like cross-hatching kind of effect.
This is why you're a guru. You know this, don't you?
You know what? You know why I'm a guru? Because it was when .guru URLs first came in.
Yeah, I know. But I like mocking you about it because I know it gets to you. He's a guru, you know.
I don't mind any attention. You know that.
I know, you love it.
I've got to tell you that. Cassandra Yellow is a beautiful colour.
I've got a bottle of that behind me.
It's great for rust. If you're doing rust, just do your brown colours like your dry brushing brown, and then just get some Cassandra Yellow and some Fuegan Orange, and you can make something look rusty as with no effort. I've not decided what to do my crepes nest yet.
Yeah, I just went the easy option, just did different colour plates. It's like, yeah, not a lot of thought went into that. It's like, yeah, sod it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, mate.
I thought, well, the rest of it is Technicolor. Why not just the crow's nest as well? Don't do things by halves.
No. Now, let's have a think. While that's drying, I'm going to force myself to maybe try and think about other bits that I've not done yet without having a breakdown. It's not going to happen, is it? Can I do anything on the head?
I started the other week with just, do single colour panels, then do like the chipping and try and break it down that way because I was getting a little bit bogged down with it.
Yeah.
Overthinking it.
There's so much to do. It's just like, bleh. So I'm gonna darken down some of these white bits with some Agrex Earth shade. Just darken them down a little bit.
I mean, it looks like we've done a lot, but we really haven't at the end of the day because there's so much more to go over.
Yeah. No, I'm not really trying to shade these, although I am. I'm trying really to tint them, make them a bit darker, so they're not quite as bold white. I'm not trying to make it look dirty. No. I'm trying just to kind of glaze the shade over a bit, which is why I'm using a small brush. So I'm just trying to knock it off the white end of the spectrum a bit. Make it more to the dirty brine. Yeah.
And don't forget as well, orcs have painted all of this, so
yeah,
that's the thing to remember.
It's not like they have a union or a guild, is it, of painty people?
No, they're not crafty like stonemasons, which is just as well.
Yeah.
That's why we like orcs so much, because you can wing it.
I wasn't really into orcs until you started getting into it, until I got you into orcs, and then I got into orcs.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know what? It's so much more freeing to paint orcs because it's like, just have at it, just slap it on.
Exactly. Exactly that. It's freedom. I was online last night, and guess where I ended up?
Oh, let me guess. Games Workshop.
No.
Forge World.
Correct.
Where? Forge World.
Yeah.
Ooh, what did you buy?
Nothing. I came away without purchasing anything. I was just looking at potential new releases.
Were you not well?
No, I was on my phone. I couldn't really see clearly what I was looking at. It's like, I can't be bothered to go and get my iPad.
I can't be bothered, or for security purposes, I shall not go and get my iPad.
Yeah, because I know for well if I had got the iPad, I'd be substantially poorer this morning than,
Let's just not mince word, Bones. You don't care that you'd be substantially poorer. You care that you'd be substantially kicked in the arse by H.
Is the correct answer.
John Alex off. He says, I'm off, mate. See you Sunday.
See you later, John. Thank you as always, mate, for popping in and keeping us company. Always nice to see you in, mate.
Yeah. Yes, I thought you'd like the look of that new Warhammer game, the Orc game.
Yeah.
Shooters.
Yeah, I've seen
What's
that.
What's it called?
Shoot something with teeth in it. Yeah.
Teeth and shooters or something.
Shooters, blood and teeth. Shooters, blood and teeth.
Yeah.
Shooters, blood and teeth.
Because if people don't know, teeth. Oh, that's the Mama Fox. I must away. Back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm sure if a book comes out of it, of the audio kind, I'll do an audio book. Yeah, I'm going to be filming my alternate Christmas speech as well. That'll go out Christmas Day because we got a new king this year in the UK. And it was always that thing where people didn't really want to watch the daily speeches on Christmas Day. So I thought I would do an alternative Christmas speech. So, yeah, so I'm going to sit and give it a bit of thought. And then I'll sit and film that over the next few weeks and get that ready to launch. Probably let the King's speech happen, and then it'll probably be around about 4 p.m. Christmas Day that'll go out. I'll film it and put it on a schedule, and then I shall just let you all know that it's there. And yeah, so it's just a little spoof thing. It's not a dig or anything like that. Just a bit of fun. And it was requested by Sarah Jane, a good friend. And she said, you know, she thought it would just be something different, something funny, bit tongue-in-cheek that we can all just have a chillax and giggle. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to now go back over them checkers with the white. They are rather shonky. And I love it purely and simply because it's all... So I'm going to let them dry. And then I'll come back with the white and tidy that up. And it's a matter of going over the white, going over the black, time and time again, just to tidy it up a bit. Not too much. Because don't forget, it was painted by orcs, probably as it was moving, because orcs are rather silly. Okay, let's have a bit of that brush, because we can. Save me keep knocking that and dropping it. Let's put that back where it lives. That's my little pennant that's got a bit of raggy on it. So we'll put that actually on a proper piece of rod at some point, but for the moment, it can sit there. And now we've got a bit more chipping to do. So do I need any more of the yellow? I don't. So I'm going to come at the blue now and go for a bit of that. Edward Leonard says night to John. Alex Scowl modelling. Exactly. Nice to see you in. Let's have a look, see if anything has gone in the chat. Edward Leonard says to Hugh, nice plane you just finished. It's a beaut. It is, Hugh. I saw that online, mate. Again, yeah. Another spectacular job you've done, mate. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, there's some very talented builders amongst you all. So, yeah. Have a top job. Did I get my Rhine oxide down? I did. So let's open that up. This is a bit of Orc turquoise with an H that's going on in a few places. Get that out hot, close the lid, hang that somewhere safe. Then I've got that on my wet palette to one side. But I just want to go back round some of these just to give it a tickle and bring out some of the blue, because I quickly put a wash on some of the blue panels and it instantly died. So I just want to go back at it now. Exaggerate it so that when the wash does go on again, it'll just knock it back down. And it just gives a little hint of the undercoat. Let's turn my camera a bit. There you go. How are you finding the layout, by the way? Is it working better for you? Is it working better with the slightly bigger screens? Let us know. Because, you know, at the end of the day, if you're liking it better, I'll keep it. But I'm at that transition stage at the moment, thinking of 2023. I'm migrating away from the current streaming setup, and I'm going through doing all the artwork for next year, filming all of the intros and outros, because I'm migrating from Adobe as well next year. So I'm going to be transitioning to DaVinci Resolve for all my film editing. So I thought, well, I might as well, being that I'm doing new templates there, I might as well sit and start laying out stream art for next year. Because don't forget, I've got me gaming streams I'm going to be doing for Grim Fandango and Skyrim. So I thought, well, being that I'm doing that, I might as well get the rest all sorted. So if you're happy, I'll keep it. At the end of the day, it proves that I can listen. Constructive criticism doesn't hurt. It's negative criticism just to be a negative sake, I find a little bit pointless. If it's constructive, I'll pay attention. Right. EC Idaho's in, saying hello. Hello, EC. How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you in. Hope you're doing all right. Fox is away at the moment, mate. He's just sorting his mum out because it's her bedtime and that. So he's just making sure that she's got up the stairs safe and well and all of that. He'll put his mum to bed, get her sorted out, and then he'll be back in, mate. So, yeah. We like to make sure Mama Fox is safe and well for the night, bless her. And, yeah. Legend she is. Absolute legend. I'm just trying to go back and capture some of this from last week. Just where the brown went over some of the blue. Don't help that I've got a bit of the twitches going on, but we go with what we've got. Sometimes it can help having the twitches though, because it can randomize the brush marks. So
back just for a minute.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Not a problem, mate.
I had to also throw a slug out the kitchen.
Yeah, no worries. EC's popped in. Said hello to us both.
Hello.
And yeah, I explained that you was away sorting mum out, so they're all aware.
Yes, we had an adventure tube in the kitchen.
Oh dear.
Which is what we call slugs, because they like to come in and have an adventure on our kitchen floor. It's like, no, come on, get outside.
Yeah, it's like you will leave or else.
It's funny, I have a special spatula for slugs.
Oh right, yeah.
I just kind of, it's a little what's it? Soft bendy one. I'll just scoop them up and then put them outside.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like most creatures, if you touch them, they go into like pretend I'm dead mode.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get the spatula under the slug, it instantly goes like that, and within like half a second is like la 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 la, just wandering about on top of the spatula again. Yeah, the defense period doesn't last very long. Have I missed anything?
No, I've just been reading out a bit of the chat, playing catch up, and letting folks know that you was away helping mum and all of that. And yeah.
Yes. I should be back properly in a minute. I'll just
get sorted. No, you, mate. The important thing is sorting mum out, mate.
La la la.
It's all good, mate. Don't you go fretting.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just better than just sitting here bored for 5 minutes while she gets herself sorted.
Oh, not at all, mate. It's not a problem. You know that. Real life at the end of the day.
Aye. Yeah. So that's my plan, anyway. Is maybe start again with the tabletop trauma center thing. I don't know, maybe. Or I could just do a quick and dirty how to paint an orc vehicle type thing, because I've got a couple of orc things built, haven't I?
Yeah.
They might be a good quick and simple.
Yeah, I'm currently filming figures and things like that, just so that I've got an archive.
All right.
So that if things do get, how can I say, slightly silly, I can literally just sit and voice over, shed loads of stuff that I've already painted and things, so that I can still put content out. So
yeah,
preparation at the end of the day.
That's how you do stuff. You build up you're like a squirrel burying its nuts.
Yeah, it's one of those, because if suddenly this doesn't go well, I know that I can, if I'm bedridden for a while, I can just voice over stuff and put content out that way. So, you know, so I don't stress because the channel's not getting anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, I should be that forward thinking, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I tend to just.
No,
film
it's
it.
just a part of having a long-term condition, isn't it? You adapt how you do things, and I've got a full motorbike build series that's there to voice over. Some will be voiced over as complete, and then I can just have them on a schedule where I can go in, click the video, right, that one can be launched next week, that one's the week after, and I can then sit back and not worry about that.
OAS.
Yeah.
Overcome, adapt, and survive.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I just tend to film an episode at a time, and as soon as I've finished it, I put it up. Yeah, you can't do that.
I can remember once you said, "Oh, you filmed such a bizarre way," and then obviously once you got to know me and knew the situation, you was like, "Kind of get it now."
You film exactly the right way for the way you do things.
Yeah, it works for me, mate.
Yeah, that's all that matters, isn't it? Right, I should be back in a moment.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. I'll just kill time until you get back. And that's all I'm doing, by the way, Pates, as you can see. I'm just going around with the light bits. It looks very cartoony at the moment, but once the shades and that are all put on, it should knock it back down. So, yeah. And I've still got to go over with some Rhinoxide yet and retouch some of the brown up. So, yeah, it'll come good. And in the meantime, see, that'll let me black checkers dry so that I can go in with the white in a mo. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully you're enjoying these builds. They are fun. Adam's currently building a stomper at the moment over at Raging Modeler. He's doing one. And he's loving the instructions just as much as me and Fox did. So, welcome to our world, Adam. I'm sure you'll do a splendid job. What else is going on in the chat? Ross is in, Scale Model Ninja. How you doing, Ross? Lovely to see you in, mate. I know you've been a bit under the weather. I got your message. Let me know, Ross. I will sort something out, yeah? You know what I mean? And we'll sort that out, mate, when you're good and ready. So, yeah, nice to see Ross in. Big hugs and all of that lot to Rossykins. A little bit under the weather with a bit of a chest infection. So get the violins out. It's not his arm this time, so we don't need a sling. He sends his apologies for not being about, and he'll be back on his feet soon. There you go. Because we miss a bit of Scale Model Ninja. Do a bit of that on there. A bit of that in there. Use some of them. Hopefully you can see what we're doing. We're trying our best to stay on shot. Again, we've gone for a bit more of a zoom in this week, so it'll take time to get used to it. But as long as you're all happy, I'm happy. Because it's what it's about at the end of the day. There you go. Do a bit of that. Now, some more rust along the base, bit of chipping up in there, work my way around, all the way around there. I'm just trying to randomise it as big as possible, as much as possible even. Get your words out, Cole. There you go. Put that down, just got to move my leg. Stop apologising, Ross. You don't need to, mate. No, regarding what we was messaging to each other, you know where I am. And, yeah, the offer stands, you know that. But I'm not going to pressurise you. It's when it's good for you, mate, because I know what that can be like. All right, mate, how's my favourite lady? She all right?
Yeah, she's settled in bed now.
Good.
You have my undivided attention. I am your potato of the night.
Not a problem, mate. I would said you was a spud.
Oh, dear. See what I've got. See what I've got.
2 secs, mate. Oh, sponge.
Sponge. Do you know what I'm gonna
Sponge.
do? Do you know what
I
I'm gonna do with
know
the
what
sponge?
I've got.
What have you got?
I've got cake down there. I
I'm
know.
not listening to you.
La 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 la. I've got cake. You haven't. No 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 no.
I'm sure I used to do this stream with someone that I liked. Once.
Oh, like that, is it? Okay. Bloody tit wobble.
My browser's freaking out again.
Oh, is it? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Seems to be going out all right.
Yeah, it's at my end. Don't know what it is. It's probably just this Streamlabs browser setup that's not very good at the moment.
But I can
It's early
always thing through OBS if needed. But
No. I think it's literally just the website system they've got.
yeah,
It's early days for it. They've not quite figured it out yet.
yeah.
If it doesn't affect the stream, it doesn't matter really.
No.
It doesn't matter if I'm a bit glitchy at this end and no relevance.
Yeah.
I think it's just early days for their product.
Yeah, I take it audio and video's still all right. Chatlings.
Chat.
From what I'm seeing on my screen, it seems to be going out all right.
Yes.
But obviously, I can't hear the audio as you can, because if I was to put it on, I'd have two lots of audio going. And
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Got a bit of
Time
that.
to do some sponge dipping.
You're
Ooh,
you're a sponge.
Sponge. Made of sponge.
Oh, I couldn't me.
Ooh, I need a bit of tissue.
Jeff Light, A and V, both good. Thank you very much for the feedback, Jeff. Massively appreciated, mate.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're all right and you can hear and see us both, we are happy as a noggin slop, aren't we, dear?
But the brain does much more than just recollect. It analyzes it, it synthesizes, it generates abstractions, like the concept of the number one. See, I remembered a new quote.
You're good, you are. Do you know?
Yeah.
You're so bloody good.
I have my moments.
So impressed, mate.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just spun that round and I just saw them lenses sitting there staring at me, and it's like, I'm just going to spin past them for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only when we do that and you sit there and you see how much more's still left to do, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, it's like when you think, like, you know, just these two exhaust pipes have been like my work for the week.
yeah,
And it's like, you know, it'll be like,
yeah,
if I don't finish them tonight, it'll have already been 6 hours of work on them.
yeah,
So, and you just see how much else there is to do. It's like, Christ.
yeah. It's scary, isn't it?
It's scary, but also utterly enjoyable. And that's why I'm looking forward to doing things like, that's why I was thinking about doing things like that Orc Dackerjet, because I'm just having such fun being completely carefree with it. When I painted that Dackerjet for Goblin Gaming, it was just a great laugh.
Yeah.
But even having since done that, I've figured out better ways to do it. So,
yeah.
So we shall see how it comes out.
It all helps, doesn't it, at the end of the day, and it's fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's funny, you got me into Walk, and then you've ended up getting into it. And then recently I was looking at Krieg stuff, wasn't I? So it's like, yeah. So,
I got you into walks,
yeah.
and then you got me into crack cocaine. But hey,
yeah, but hey, mate, we've had a laugh doing it.
They weren't actual words I meant to say. Was
No,
that my outdoor voice again?
Hopefully the algorithm don't pick that up.
Nah, it'll be fine. Do 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 do. Oh, I did find out one little bit of useful advice for you.
Oh, do tell.
For avoiding, you know, like when, I've got to word this very carefully now. When somebody would come and visit one of your streams, perhaps, and place a link in the chat, perhaps, and then suddenly you would have a less number of people following your channel. I can't, but be very careful what words I use here.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is strongly recommended that you actually go into your YouTube channel settings and make it impossible, block certain words in chat, in such as subscriber, channel, channels.
Yeah, I have a list of banned words because I had this before in a frolic where someone said, I'm trying to type this in and it won't let me. Yes, because it's on my banned words list. That's why.
Yes. But apparently just blocking words like that as well, those words appearing in your chat, even just somebody puts like the word subscribe or something in your chat innocently, it can really knacker your
yeah, because YouTube think you're doing subscription bots.
Yes. So it's worth
I even have things like the wording for chocolate velociraptor, that sort of thing.
I've got that blocked.
You know, certain conspiracy theories, QAnon and things like that. I've got.
Yeah, got them blocked. And there's a few other words. So if ever anybody if you're on my channel, you're trying to type something into chat or on Colin's and it won't in the comment, it lets you press the button and nothing happens, it's because you've typed a word that's not allowed.
Yeah. And it's not us dictating to you what you can and can't do. It's just, with the YouTube algorithm, you only need strikes and that's it. You know, it's, game over. Yeah. And there are people out there that would do that just for that to happen. And it's
thankfully, they don't kill your channel off anymore for things like that, but it does affect how that specific video lists.
Yes.
Things like that. So you've got to be careful. So I didn't realise that. Just those specific words just appearing once in your chat can really knacker it up. So it's like, really? Wow.
Well, I used to have certain individuals that would come in, wouldn't I, hunting subs.
Yeah.
And despite how many times I used to say to them,
don't do that.
They would still come in and do it. So in the end, they're blocked now.
Yeah.
But it just became a problem.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, I don't do that when I come into your stream. So if you don't mind.
Much as we like to help people get, more followers and stuff at the end of the day.
Absolutely. The Sunday brunch, I will pimp people's channels because it's in the group. Yeah. And they're not hounding other members of the stream to go and support them type of thing. But these particular individuals were just constant and folks were getting fed up with it. And I had a few messages about it. So it was like...
I'm all for helping other people, but not at the expense of my own channel. Thank you.
It was.
It really worked.
And then, of course, they proceeded to hate on everything because it's like, really?
La 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 la. That's enough sponging. I'm bored of that now. Let that dry for a minute and we'll do some dry brushing.
Oh, you're good, you are. So we've got a bit of that. So whilst that's drying, we'll go off and do a bit of Rhinox and his hide.
Rhinox and his hide. I died. I think in the meantime, what I can do is add some orange to the other rusty bits.
So we'll have a bit of that on there.
Little bit of that.
On the palette of wetness. Oh, I'm getting low on that.
Wetagilosity.
I feel a paint order coming on soon. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, running low on a few of my well-used paints.
Hoop brown.
Yeah, bit of Rhinox hide will have to be ordered in.
That's not the right colour. That's the wrong colour for it.
Funny though, isn't it? You end up using such particular amounts of certain colours.
Yeah.
Especially on this chipping technique. It's like,
Yeah. You kind of have your favourites as well. Like if I wasn't doing death skulls now, I'd probably do a lot of red stuff for because I do love painting with the Mephiston red. It's a really nice colour. It's a really, really nice colour. And the Space Wolves colours, rust grey, what is it, the Fang and the other one, they're just really nice blue greys to paint with.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'm going to stick some Fuegan orange on these pipes.
Oh, a bit of Fuegan orange, eh?
Yeah, just to make them a bit more orangey in their rustiness.
Are you happy with them now? Because you was kind of hating on your spiral last week, weren't you?
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, dude,
I'm really hating on it. It was just kind of handing me my ass a little bit. But I knew I would beat it.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I always, if I get to a part that really ain't working, I'd just spin the model around and go and paint something else on it.
Yep.
You know, or if there's a particular build you're doing and it's back, you know, it's backing you into a corner, it's like, yeah, just pack it away, go and do something else.
Yep.
Bit like you're doing with your Horus Heresy stuff, you know, it's just like, yeah, you're not feeling the love for it, so yeah, park it.
I'll go back to it.
Go back to it when you're good and ready.
Quite a few things. I mean, I might get out the Spartan assault tank that came with it and do that at some point before I do all the hundreds of Space Marines.
Yeah. I'm looking at that new tank that's coming out, and I'm quite fancying that.
The Rogel Dawn. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm quite fancying that. Do you fancy doing one of them?
Oh, God, yeah. Well, of course I do. Of course I do. Imperial Guard. But I'll tell you what, when I first saw it, and I saw the way you could see the bogies, you know, the bogies and stuff.
Yeah, you see out my nose.
Well, I looked at that and I was like, well, I don't like that. I don't like the way they've got the wheels arranged like some sort of 1920s Spanish tank.
Yeah,
that looks a bit rubbish. And I didn't realise that when you see it from the other side, they show a photograph of the tank from the other side. Yeah, it's got the track guard on the side.
Yeah.
So it's obviously, so it looks like a bit like a Baneblade down the side.
Yeah.
So it's obviously, you can either have I'm assuming you've got the option of having those track guards on or off. And I'm like, now that is more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that works, yeah.
So I'll definitely be having those track guards on the side. And of course I'll have the track guards on the top covering up some of the tracks. Mm. Because I love the way that you get the tracks covered up on the Macarius, the Forge World Macarius tanks. Yeah. They're really nice. It's quite big though. I saw Cy Reynolds put a picture up in the 24/7 chat of a photograph of the new tank from above.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, wow, the Lehman Russ. If that's how big it is compared to Lehman Russ, it's
almost in between Lehman Russ and Baneblade, isn't it?
Well, that's what it's supposed to be, but it didn't look. It looked kind of Lehman Russ size.
Yeah,
it's quite big actually.
I looked at it and thought, yeah, that's got potential for getting the saw out, and
we'll be having a bit of that. So so I'll be getting one or many of those.
Yeah,
and also purely because it's a potential, build it quickly, paint it, and sell it. So it's got that quick potential. Looks like it'll be a fun paint job, fun build,
a fun weekend build.
Can't go wrong. No, not that
bad. Yeah. Yes, it's a fun little weekend build.
Secrets of the trade there.
Oh, yes. Moving on.
Inside baseball. La 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 la. Dibby 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 dib. Right, so I'm going to let that dry for a minute. I need to dry brush on some rusty goodness on that spirally things. So it doesn't look like just random sponge chipping, which sponge chipping always looks like until you build up on it.
And of course, not that I've forgotten, but...
no, it's not my birthday yet.
Thank you for remembering. It's been a while.
I actually emptied my lungs so much I couldn't do the S at the end. I was like,
do you need to have a sit down, dear?
I was trying to force the S out, but my lungs were like completely empty. I'm like, what?
You want to see a doctor about that?
Yeah. It's a bit wrong, that one. The thing I've got to try and keep in mind with these rusty bits as well is that they look a bit weird when they're just rusty painted.
Yeah.
But of course, I will be doing things like dry brushing metallics over them later on to give them some glinty bits.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
That's the trick. When you're doing rusty metals, don't just do rustiness. Do some...
Oh, no, you've got to do some fresh scratches over the rust chips. And
and some metallic bits where they've...
That's why when earlier on we was on about there's still a lot more to do. This is, the chipping stage. There's many, many, many more stages. Yeah.
Many, many Mahoney.
So, and that's the thing, innit, that bogs you down. You sit there and you're like, I've only just done the chipping. It's like, oh my God, I've got all the weathering to do now.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the thing with I was about to say, it's amazing just the effects you can get with simple dry brushing. I'm quite pleased with the way the blue came out on there.
Yeah, that did work well.
It looked like I put a lot more effort into it than I actually did.
Yeah, you blagged that one really well there, mate. I'll give you that.
Professional blagger, that's me.
Yeah, but good
Blag
blag
for a living, I do.
Good blaggage, mate. You're welcome to it.
Blagularity was excelled.
Yeah, get your blaggage here. £3 for a pound.
And my blaggage, fresh from Planet Blagulon.
Let's have a bit of that on there then.
I'm using a starter brush. That's the worst brush in the world. It's fine for shades, I suppose.
Yeah.
Tell you what, and if you get some Fuegan Orange and you get some Agrax Earth Shade and get them on something you've painted silver, you can just get this real nice rusty look where it's rusty but still looks like silver metal, but it's just brown and rusty at the same time.
Yeah.
But the Fuegan Orange gives it that corroded orange tinge, but the Agrax just gives it that dirty brown, takes the edge off it a bit. Gives it that little bit of brownness that we all value in our lives. It's always good to have a little bit of brownness in your life. I don't know what that means.
Nor do I, mate. I'm curious.
Honestly, don't know what I'm saying.
Glad it's just not me.
No, it's just not you, Col.
Well, not just me. One of the two. Yeah, you know
It's just not you.
Hey, mispronunciating things again, dude.
I'm not listening. Stop listening now.
Mispronunciation. Mispronunciation.
You know, many, many moons ago, I sent you that list of mods for the Skyrims.
Yes.
I know you probably found a billion more mods anyway, but just be aware that some of those mods don't exist anymore.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, what I normally do with that is I normally put 3 or 4 mods in, then I run the game to make sure it loads. Then, obviously, if there's an issue, I then remove the mods until it loads, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was doing last night for like 2.5
I'll just work
hours.
my way through it. So I've got quite a bit still to do yet, hence why I've not played it yet. So,
Well, there's a couple like the Skyland mods.
Yeah.
There'll be like one Skyland for buildings and one Skyland for something else. They no longer exist. It'll say deleted on them, but they've been replaced by one that does an all-in-one, as it's called Skyland All-in-One. So it's now in separate mods. It's all in one now.
So will the tornado vortex even pick that up? Will it?
Oh no! The mod. If you've downloaded it, you'll have it.
Yeah.
But if you were to delete it, you'd never get it back.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
But you may as well delete it anyway and just get the one that's all in one because it's.
Yeah, you might as well get
like
the one that works. Otherwise, yeah.
Well, they still work. It's just if you've installed one that's since been removed, you get to keep it. It just means if you delete it and you can't get it, download it again. I spent about 2.5 hours last night. I was trying to get Skyrim to run more smoothly on my Series S for streaming.
Yeah.
Because it was jerky and horrible.
Like it's still on about the Skyrim here, mate.
Yeah. But it was a case of taking mods off one by one. And the annoying thing was when you're on console, you take a mod, you go into the game.
Yeah.
Go into mods. Take a mod off. Or like turn the mod off. Come out of that, it reloads it. You have to then exit the game from the dashboard completely.
Yeah.
And then some of them you have to turn the console off and then restart it just to get them to reset.
Yeah.
So then you restart the console, open the game again, go into the game, see what it's like. If it's still jerky, go back into mods, take a mod off. It's not a quick process on console.
No.
Trying to whittle down which one. But it's basically the Series S version of Skyrim is the Xbox One S version.
Yeah.
So all the mods that it runs brilliantly on Series X, it runs a bit chuggily on Series S because it's the lower.
Yeah, because the first time I loaded up Skyrim, I downloaded an absolute bejesus shite ton of mods. Bunged a lot in and the game just would not boot back up. So I uninstalled it and I just thought I'll go in and do it small quantities at a time.
Yeah.
Because you've got the running order as well to consider, haven't you? And
you've got to pay attention to the load order and all that goodness.
So
and then you've got to make sure you read through the blurb for each one to see what mods it doesn't work with that they know about. Like say, if you're using this mod, do not use this other mod.
Yeah.
Oh, right, now you tell me.
Yeah, now you tell me. I've just Right, so
there's a new one for Khajiit Speak as well.
Oh, is there?
There's a Khajiit Speak Redux, which is like a better version of it now.
Is it you that did the voiceover for this? So I did there.
Khajiit did the voiceover for this. Yes. No, this is the one that changes all the written speech. Like, you know, when you get your choice of things to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Your choice of things is written like a Khajiit.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, well, like when you bring up the spit, when you're having a conversation in the game, and you get your options, your options might be yes, no, I'm not sure, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But with Khajiit, speaker will say, Khajiit does not know. I do not know yet if I trusting you with this. And it really weirds it in the way that a Khajiit would say it. Like the normal conversation might be you're having a laugh, but the Khajiit version will be like, Khajiit is not sure. Are you pulling one's leg? This one's leg, I think. I think you are not so trustworthy as you should be. It's quite charming.
It's
just text, though. It's not.
That'll be, I'm sure, plenty of mockage coming my way for that one.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to you playing that.
Yeah, it's going to be different, isn't it?
I can't wait to watch you. I still say though, you really need to get some practice in on some of the simpler games first.
Yeah. I'm gonna try some of the Steam ones first, and
just some simple,
just to get used to the controls, and because it'll go well for me otherwise, won't it, mate?
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind every game has different controls, but it's getting used to using a controller is the thing, I think, for you.
Yeah.
Scrag Brown.
I'll get your Scrag Brown here.
Scrag Brown, what's that secret you're keeping? Right. Let's do some brush is way too big. Let's do some slightly smaller brush, dry brushing.
Some of that in there.
Have you some of it? Have you some of it?
Cool.
That was terrible. That was terrible accent. I apologise.
Still better than the one that Ted does.
Well, yeah, everything's better than the one that Ted does.
Because it's all got a tone of Barra, isn't it? Ted.
No.
Yeah, no. Oh, that was, I don't do accents. Yeah.
No, you shouldn't do accents.
No, I need to stop.
Well, actually, you're better at accents than Ted is, so you can do accents.
Yeah.
Ted needs to not do
Jeff
accents.
says, okay, if you could install only 4 or 5 mods for Skyrim, what would they be? There you go.
Oh, God knows. I don't know. There's so many of them that do so many different things. That
you've put him on the spot now, mate, by narrowing it down to just that amount.
Well, there's always one that you will always have to have, and that's the USSEP, which is the one that fixes 90. It's the one that basically fixes all the bugs, 99% of the bugs, and it's a mod that you should have because pretty much every mod needs it. And it's basically a mod that came out to say this fixes all the real problematic issues with Skyrim as they were at the time.
Yeah.
And it also gives a framework for mods to work off. So that you have to have that anyway. Really. Yeah. I would say if you only have 4 or 5 mods, well, I would say I'd go for the Bruma mods because all the mods I've got are doing things like adding foliage or better lighting or more interesting interactions. But Bruma is actually, it adds the whole area of Cyrodiil to the map.
Oh, right, yeah.
It adds the Imperial City in Cyrodiil to the map. That whole area of Bruma, south of Skyrim, and it adds a whole load of extra quests and locations. So that gives you a whole load of content just for it's in 4 mods, I think. So that will be kind of it because it's like, well, ones that make it look pretty and nice, but this one adds like a whole area on the map and quests. So yeah, enough that one, I think. I had to make a sacrifice for the streaming on the Xbox Series S.
Yeah.
And the choice I had to make was which mods do I take out, and I had to decide between all the different mods that were causing the problems. In the end, I had to take out a lot of the mods that had like foliage and trees and stuff. The ones that had more realistic looking trees because it was too much.
Too much for it to render, was it?
Yeah, there were too many alpha textures and stuff, and it was just chugging along. So, although it's still on interiors, it'll look nice, and the rocks and things are still nice. The trees and woodlands and stuff, they still look kind of like the original vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I can live with that. I'd rather have a smooth frame rate than chuggy. If I did it from the Xbox, from the Series X, it'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're streaming it.
Yeah. If I did it from the Series X, that would be fine, but I'm not streaming from the Series X, so I've got to make that limitation.
Why are you not streaming from the Series X then?
Because basically when I had the Series X, That's the one I play games on for me.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I use an Elgato to stream through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So,
you've got the what's his name in your capture card thing.
Now it all stems from the fact that the new series consoles don't have an optical audio out.
Yeah.
This is the problem. In the old days, my surround system has an optical audio in.
Yeah.
And I used to have my console hooked through into the TV, but I'd have an optical cable coming out the back of the console into the surround system.
Right.
Which is great. Nowadays, I can't do that. All the audio is through HDMI.
Yeah.
So what I have to do is I have to have the Xbox goes into the back of the TV.
Yeah.
And then I have an optical cable coming from the TV optical out into the surround system.
Right. Yeah.
That way I can still keep my 5.1 surround. I get 4K on my TV. Now I got my Elgato capture card, and that was fine because it's got a 4K HDR pass through, so I can have the console goes into the Elgato.
Yeah.
And then I can either stream that from the Elgato to the computer for streaming.
Yeah.
Or it can have a complete bypass and go straight to the TV with no degradation or loss. It's just the straight signal from the TV.
Yeah.
There's no encoding. But the problem is all the audio goes through that way. If I have the console this is confusing now. If I have the console plugged in the Elgato, then the audio goes from the console, 5.1 stereo, into the Elgato, which doesn't support 5.1, and then into the TV, into my surround system, which is stereo.
Ah, right, yeah.
So one of the problems was that if I had the Series X constantly hooked up to the Elgato, I was only ever getting stereo audio, which is rubbish when you're used to surround.
Yeah, yeah.
The other problem was to get round that. What I'd have to do was I'd have to take I'd have to have a lead. I'd have an HDMI cable from the Elgato to the Xbox.
Right.
And an HDMI cable from the TV to the Xbox.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to play just for myself with 5.1 surround sound and nice telly, I'd connect the Xbox straight to the TV.
Yeah.
If I then wanted to stream, I'd have to pop the HDMI cable out the back of the console and switch it for the one that goes into the Elgato.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah, that's a fan.
Now, it's not really that much of a pain in the bum, but my big scary concern was that if I do that for long enough, at some point I'm either going to knacker the connector on the cable, which is, you can't buy them separately from Xbox anyway.
Yeah.
But more worryingly, what happens if I knacker the HDMI port on the console? I'm screwed.
You're screwed then, yeah, because that's a desolder, resolder, and yeah.
That's a bang your console job. So I had a hard choice to make, and it's like, it's going to be expensive, but the only way I can get around it is to have something connected, a console connected to the Elgato permanently.
Yeah. That
is just for streaming. I said, well, I'm not going to buy another Series X. It's 500 quid.
Yeah.
So why don't I get a Series S?
Yeah.
It's not going to have all the 4K bells and whistles. It's not as powerful as the X, but at the end of the day, I'm only streaming in 1440p.
Yeah, exactly. It'll get you through what you need to do for the streaming. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've got HDR turned off on it because there's no point, because I can't stream HDR.
Yeah.
And if I try and output an HDR signal from the console to the streaming thing, it looks washed out. So
yeah,
so it's just used. Unfortunately, what I then had to do was I also bought myself the memory expansion thing, so it still cost about the same as an Xbox Series X anyway.
Yeah.
If I'd been clever, I'd just bought a Series X. But I didn't have the space for a second. Luckily, it's small enough that it just sits under the TV, and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So, but it's perfect for my streaming because it's nice and small. It does 1440p, which is all I need to get the high quality rendering.
Yeah.
It goes through the Elgato permanently, so I never have to disconnect the Elgato and the TV and all that stuff. So I'm not putting any cables at risk. And it means that if I want to play a game for myself, I've got nice 4K HDR with all the surround sound and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm streaming a game. It's all set up on there, so I just
everyone's a winner, isn't it?
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, mate,
nicely.
that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, your games still look pretty good. Cyberpunk looks pretty good when I stream it, and that's 1440p, and that's, you know, some of the textures drop down a bit, but hey, we'll get there.
Exactly.
It's a good solution. It's better that than breaking my my console.
Yeah. If it works, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. I've got to say though, if you're somebody who doesn't really care about top-notch resolution, all that kind of crap, if you're not bothered about like 4K and all that kind of stuff, if what am I doing that for? I might take paint from the pot then. if you're, if you've got a 1080p TV or you're not too fussed about like resolution and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you want to play games, that Series S is a bit of a steal. It's a really good console.
For the price, you can't argue with it.
200 odd quid.
Yeah.
As an entry level console, yeah, it's not as powerful as the X, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it gets you on the X-Wing, gets you on the Xbox ladder, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, if you're
look at me talking about games consoles. Who'd have
it's
thought
like,
it?
if you just want to, if you just want a cheap second console for your kids, or a cheap console for somewhere, and you don't want to spend a fortune. If you've got an old TV, or you're not that much into the latest games, you just it's a good bit of a bargain. Can't really knock it. I mean, you can. So that's why I use the S. Because even if I got an X,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the other thing, of course, is that when I was streaming with the Series X, I had to knock the Series X down to 1080p anyway.
Yeah.
Because trying to take a 4K signal from my computer, from my Xbox, into my computer, into my PC, that then has to transcode it into a 1440p or 1080p signal. That's extra workload on my CPU and GPU that I didn't.
Yeah, it's going to get the ump with you, isn't it?
Yeah, so it doesn't have a problem taking a 1440p signal from the S.
Yeah,
that's fine. But taking a 4K signal from the X, transcoding it down to 1440p, and then sending it through the internet, through the streaming software. It's far too much work.
Dear. Edward Leonard says, shut up, Fox, and build a real tank like a Revell.Models with working tracks and PE. He says his tank build part 2. Please like and subscribe. Laugh out loud.
Right,
Yeah, I saw
we're
it.
talking about that.
I saw what you did. Yeah, must add the word subscribe. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Edward also says to Panzer, Colin got cake. Did you get any? No, he didn't.
Oh.
But yeah. But yeah, rifle tank. Well, the last one you had, you gave to Tony, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to do the Panzer Alpha G from Ryefield. But then they said, do you want to do the big Millennium Falcon? I went, yeah, Tony, you can have this Panther Alpha G. I didn't realise it had individual link tracks, you see.
Tony was really grateful, wasn't he, Fox?
Well, he was actually, because he was looking forward to making it, but he never did. He was actually looking forward to doing that one. The fool.
Yeah, he was waiting for a sprue the last I heard, because they had forgot to put one of the sprues in the box, hadn't they? It was missing a sprue B or something like that. But in real life as well, he does work for the NHS, and the Velociraptor hit, didn't it? So
I think in that kit it'd be more like sprue B72, because there's so many different sprues.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got one just up there in the corner. One of them bad boys. It's like, yeah.
I have built tankies. I did start doing the T62 for E-Models, didn't I? But then that was right when Russia got all frisky, and it was like, the last thing I want to do right now is build a Russian tank.
You was a bit worried how it would be perceived, and it's like, dude, don't overthink it. People.
No, I wasn't.
People still build World War II armor, mate. So yeah.
No, I wasn't worried about how it'd be perceived. I was just like, you know what? It's probably not appropriate to be building a Russian tank right now.
Yeah.
And exactly. It was a very specific reason I was building that specific tank. So
yeah,
it wasn't like I was going to build something else. I was building it because it was the first model I ever built and painted.
Yeah, was
the Tamiya T62. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, not appropriate right now.
Yeah, it was a nostalgia trip, wasn't it? But yeah, good old Vlad and his Putin put paid to that, didn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, that didn't go anywhere. I built Baneblades, many Baneblades.
That's the only thing with a Baneblade. I wish it had working tracks. It'd be so cool.
Did you really just say that out loud?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if it did have working tracks, you would suddenly realise it wouldn't have any working wheel system, because there's no space for wheels in there. There's no space for a working suspension and wheel system. It's like the Lehman Russ. If you look at the Lehman Russ, you couldn't physically build it to have wheels. It just
would be cool, though.
It just doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
I did see a video of a guy that made a remote control Baneblade. He scratch built a Baneblade.
Exactly. It would be cool just to motorise it, wouldn't it? And put the gubbins in it.
This guy scratch built it to like 1/16 scale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bloody hell. 1/16 scale Baneblade.
Yeah. And it was all metal. It had metal tracks. They had a working gun. It drove around, and they actually, I think it was a Russian guy or a Polish guy. And there was video of him driving it around, and it was the point where he could actually stand on it, and it would drive around with him stood on it. It was that big and powerful. Yeah.
That is skill level Japan stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a big box, but yeah, it still requires some skill.
Yeah.
Ah, la 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 la. Yeah, I think G-dubs are missing a trick there if they don't get like Tamiya to make a remote control Baneblade.
Yeah.
Like they've got Bandai to. I get this impression, you see all this stuff that Bandai put out, like the chibi figures and stuff. I can't help shaking this feeling that Bandai are there going, oh, do we have to do this? Go on then.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Like when my nephews and nieces used to come around when they were little, and I can't stand kids, so they'd come around and be like, Uncle Fox, draw for us. So they'd get a big roll of paper out, and I'd be like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, look, there's this tree. What is a drawing? What you asked me to draw? I get the feeling Bandai are like, oh, do we have to? Ugh.
Yeah.
If we must.
Yeah.
Just get that impression. I don't know why. That's Wild Rider Red. I don't want Wild Rider Red. I particularly want Fire Dragon Bright, but what color do I want? I don't know.
Yeah, Pants says, I've learnt a lesson. Release the unboxing video after I've eaten the contents. Yeah. Yeah, I did have a couple of slices of that cake yesterday.
All right, knocking the camera now. I'm also all the way down there.
It was rude not to. I thought, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. You know, you've got
to. Gone through all that trouble.
Yeah, you've got to at least do the honourable thing and you know.
Apply it to your face.
Yeah.
Right. Damn straight.
And then it was one of those, I fancy another cup of tea, and the cake was staring at me, and it lulled me in, mate. It was like, I'll have another slice.
Yeah, well, think about it. If you've actually got a cup of tea in your house,
yeah.
I mean, a cup of tea. If you've actually got, a spongy kind of cake in your house,
yeah,
and you seriously expect to be able to have a cup of tea and not have a slice of that cake, then you're just being illegal. And I'm sorry, just shut up.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm going to have another.
If you've got cake and you have a cup of tea, you've got to have. You can't have cake.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to chow down another slice of that bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you know what'll happen tonight when I've had my dinner? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. So you even offered to send me some of that cake, didn't you?
I did, because he may have been sulking that he didn't have none. And I said,
I wasn't sulking.
I'll bung some in your care package. So, you know.
Nah, it'll go mouldy by then. It's fine.
Yeah, it would have been just a shape. This is where the slice would have been. But as I was packing it, I was hungry and I ate it. Yeah.
I got you this slice of cake, but I ate it. Sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that to you, you're honest.
You would.
Yeah, you're pretty correct.
In fact, no, you wouldn't. You would have said, what you would have said is, I was going to send it to you, but then H ate it.
Yeah. I was going to send it to you, Fox, but for some reason I wrote Mama Fox on the box.
Oh, yeah, Mama Fox on the box. I suddenly realised, I can't remember where it became the thing to call Mama Fox Mama Fox. Somebody came up with that. I can't remember. Anyway, it wasn't my invention. But I suddenly realised it shouldn't actually be Mama Fox anyway. It should be Mama Wolf.
Yes.
It shouldn't actually be Mama Fox, because Fox is my first name, not my surname. It doesn't actually make any sense.
My mum is the only person who calls me by my real name.
What, Stradivarius Engelbert III?
Yeah.
I don't think I can think of one person who calls me by my original name. Nobody else does. But yeah, so it should really be Mama Wolf, because it's she's Mama of the Wolf, of the surname, not the first name. Really,
it used to be funny how many people used to call you Mike.
Yeah, but that's not actually my first name at all. That's just Facebook. It makes me laugh because Facebook basically they take Fox Wolf and they're like, yeah, it's not a real name. We've suspended your profile till you can provide proof. So I sent them my driving license and passport like twice, photographs of them, and they reinstated it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just put Mike. There you go, no problem. Because they said it's not a real name and your Facebook profile can't be a fictitious character. And yet, how many people do I see when I was doing my comic strip and I had like 1 billion followers who were all weird or furries?
Yeah.
Because at that time I was like, I'll take any file. I didn't have a page, just had my Facebook profile. They've all been called away now, but they're all got stupid like Crystal, Fox, Fire, Sparkle, and it's like, oh god. Yeah, they all get away with it. Yeah, I got my.
The only profile that ever had my birth name on it was MySpace.
Good God. Did you have Tom as a friend? Everybody had Tom as a friend.
Yeah, that's been deleted years and years and years ago. You know.
MySpace Tom. You remember those days?
Oh, yes.
Everybody's best friend, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, look, Tom sent you a friend request.
But if I start saying Mama Wolf now, nobody will know what that means.
No, no.
It's kind of stuck now.
Ross is off to bed. I thought Princess was Fox's first name, laugh out loud. Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah.
Oi.
Yeah.
We've got some kind of light propeller plane going overhead.
Take it easy, Mr. Medlock. And yeah, I'd be feeling a bit more yourself soon, mate.
I'm just going to look at what that plane is.
Bung me a link on Messenger, mate, and we'll sort out a yatter.
What's that plane?
He's got a plane. He's got a plane.
It doesn't. It sounds like a really small propeller plane, but you don't normally get them at this time of night around here.
You got flight? Have you got the flight tracker?
I'm on it now, and there's bizarrely nothing.
I found that a little bit scary because when obviously Charlie became the monarch, you was able to track the King's flight all the way from Aberdeen Airport, all over UK airspace. And I was like, that's quite dangerous, isn't it? You would have thought that the transponder on that particular flight would have been off.
Well, yeah, but if it's a private plane, they have to have it. It's only military planes, I think, and super secret stuff.
Because Air Force One will use the AF1 call sign, but you can't track it, can you?
No.
I don't think
Flight tracker's not showing anything apart from a few planes at Manchester Airport, one flying over Stockport. That's it.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
I can't from memory think that I've ever managed to see Air Force One on the flight tracker.
No. But then again, that's the President of the United States. Nobody cares about the royals, really.
Not really, no.
No, nobody cares about them.
Right. We've got a bit of that.
A little bit of that.
I'm gonna...
It's like, you know, I suppose things like presidents and stuff, as actual leaders, they're a target.
Yes.
But an enemy of the state taking out a royal, nobody really cares.
Well, this is it. Last time was what's his chops, wasn't it? Mountbatten. Yeah. Was the last one they went after, wasn't it? And
it's not really going to change the effective running of the country or of a military response. So there's no benefit to going after and royal. Well, that hasn't come out quite as I expected. Never mind.
Yeah. Right, we've got a bit of that going on. Right, there was something I was going to do and I can't bloody remember what it was.
Dirty great big poop.
No.
Here's a question for everybody. What's your current tune of choice? What are you listening to at the moment? Not this exact moment. What's your musical tune of choice right now? I currently am listening to the Brandenburg Concertos. Not right now, obviously. What's on your music player?
My music playlist at the moment that is helping me go to sleep is, believe it or not, The Man in Black, Johnny Cash. Greatest hits. And yeah, I've been listening to that, you know, a bit of I Walk the Line and A Boy Named Sue and Bobby McGee and all of that. So yeah, been listening to a bit of Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, hey.
Because I love the simplicity of the music.
Yeah.
You know, it's that classic, not too loud, not too soft, but yeah, it's just
not too complicated.
Yeah. You know, so I've been listening to that, and I must admit, I was looking at the old acoustic the other day, thinking I might have to break that out and tune it in again, and
do it. It's good. It's good practice and manual dexterity type
for
stuff.
me, dexterity, exactly. So H was saying, well, why don't you book yourself some lessons next year? She said, and try and get your muscle memory back. So yeah,
do it.
So yeah, I might have to do that because I've got 5 guitars in the house, and yeah.
I went through phases of buying guitars, but it was always a case of I can't bend the ends of my fingers, so I can't do all the proper fretting. But I could do a mean BB King. I could do one note at once kind of play.
Yeah, I fitted my guitars. I fitted my guitars with a gadget that's called Chord Buddy. And what it is it's a bit like, have you ever played Guitar Hero on PlayStation or anything like that? It's basically a set of buttons that you fit to the fretboard of the guitar, and as you press each one, it'll hit the entire chord sequence. So for me, with my coordination, it's kind of the way to go. So so you've got to adapt, didn't you? And I sat thinking about it the other day after H said about it, because I love guitars. I love the beauty of them. I've airbrushed many over my time. I got that Led Zeppelin one I showed you that time, the Stairway to Heaven Les Paul that I sprayed, and they're beautiful things, you know, and I like sitting there and, you know, wiring in the humbuckers. I've got the Led Zeppelin Les Paul has got the Jimmy Page wiring job with the push-pull pots and things. I'd just like to be able to get in and play them in anger, you know, but see, I'm such a spoon that like, we've had guitars in the house on and off over the years, but when I was doing my synthesizer thing, you know, we played my synthesizer recording. I was doing a cover version of Rendezvous 4, Jean-Michel Rendezvous 4, and it was about that time that he did the Docklands concert in London. Oh right, yeah.
And he did a version of Rendezvous 4, but it had what's his name, guitarist from the in it as well, from the Shadows, whatever his name was,
Hank Marvin.
Hank Marvin did a bit of a guitar bit on it as well. Yeah. And it was dead simple. I was like, ooh, why don't I record the concert version? So I basically scrapped what I was doing and started re-recording it as a concert version, and I gave it different acoustics to make it sound live rather than studio. But then I thought, right, I need to do the Hank Marvin bit now. Yeah. So I better go and buy a Les Paul. Yeah. I went to Dawson's to A1 Music in Manchester, which was my music shop of choice. I used to go to A1 Music and Johnny Roadhouse in Manchester. Johnny Roadhouse. And I got myself not a real Les Paul, not a real Les Paul. No, not a Les Paul.
Fender Stratocaster.
That's the one. Yeah, Fender. Not a real Fender because that was expensive.
No, I got one of them.
Fender. Got a knockoff Fender.
Yeah.
No, I've never learned to play guitar, but I could kind of figure it out. So I just recorded Rendezvous 4 and did the Hank Marvin track as well and everything. Unfortunately, those recordings are all lost to time now. They're all gone. But
I do like a bit of Hank Marvin, I must admit.
Well, I've never really listened to him, but
because
it worked quite well on the concert version of Rendezvous 4.
Any guitarist that can make a guitar talk, I just, you know, think people like Jeff Beck, you know, and they can do the finger picking style, Lindsey Buckingham out of Fleetwood Mac. You know, they can sit there with this plank of wood and they can make it almost sing to you. And I love that. I think that's a talent. I really do.
Now, well, because I only had this guitar and my effects box, which was not for guitars, I could never figure out how to make the thing where you pull the string and then you get that long note that goes on forever. I never figured out how you do that.
Yeah, string bending and all of that. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, rather than going, it goes, how you get, I never figured out how you get that. Yeah. But of course, I didn't have all the relevant key things and you know, effects boxes and stuff.
There are some uber talented guitarists out there, and
how do you get it to do that?
What's that?
Well, if I get an electric guitar and I plug it into an amp and I pluck a string, it goes boing.
Yeah, but you can bend the string and put a bit of pressure on it, or do a slide. You know, slide guitar is good. I love listening to Rory Gallagher do his slide guitar, and he used to use a beer bowl.
But is that how you make the note? Like when somebody plays guitar, it's just like this long note that never stops.
Yeah, you just keep your finger fretted on the string and give it a bit of the old. some of that.
Because I always thought it was like some kind of feedback thing or something that fed it back. And that's how
it depends really on what effects you're using as well, because a lot of musicians will have an effects cabinet to die for. I run all of mine through Guitar Rig on the PC.
Well, that's why I assumed it was like some kind of feedback loop that made the note
you can
go
have
forever.
a bit of that. You know, but
I'll tell you now, I'll tell you this for nothing, and I know I sent this to you, and I know you haven't listened to it yet. If you like guitar, I sent you Mike Oldfield's Amarok. You need to listen to it.
You did, that's right.
It's mostly guitar, and it's incredible. Just the opening 5 minutes, the opening bar.
Yeah.
You'll be sitting there going, how did he, what?
I mean, I love me rock music, me metal and all of that lot for the real loud, aggressive guitars, but I'm also partial to someone who could just sit there with an acoustic and make it sing. And I love that.
You will love Amarok. I've sent it to you. You haven't listened to it yet. Sort that shit out.
It took me 6 years to get round, or 8 years even, to get round to watching DS9, mate.
Yeah.
Got to watch more than one episode of Bluey. Yeah, I've still only done one episode.
That's true, you slacker.
Because I am useless, as you well know, dear.
Useless. You know you are. Oh, you are, and you know you are.
I accept my uselessness.
Uselessness. But you like it. There's so much acoustic in that, and electric, and very nice, beautiful electric. Yeah. Well, it's very nicely done.
You know, I do admire these musicians that can do that, because that is a wonderful, wonderful talent to have.
Well, trust me, I mean, Oldfield makes the electrics in Amarok. They really do just sing. Yeah. He turns them into singing voices that are really beautiful.
Mr. Potato Head, he's another good guitarist, Joe Satriani. You know, Always With You, Always With Me. I love that track. It's just him, his guitar, and a tumbleweed in the middle of nowhere.
Him a guitar and a pint of bleach.
And honestly, it's like you've got someone singing next to you. It's absolutely brilliant. I love that. Love that track.
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head, because he's got a bald head like mine and he looks like a spud. Yeah.
Yeah, Amarok, you need to listen to it. Are you listening to it now?
I'm thinking of it as you speak. Did that sound plausible?
No.
I was going to say, you didn't believe a word of that, did you?
Nope. You lying little bastard.
Yeah. So he's picking on me now.
I am. Blah, 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 blah. Right. I'm bored of doing that.
Have you some of that?
Well, those stripes look brilliant, and then I rusted them up and now they look like garbage, but never mind. I'll live with it. It doesn't look as good now. I might have ruined it a bit. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, it's awfully poor.
It's beginning to take shape.
Yeah, you know when you do something and then you look at it and think, yeah, I did that wrong and it's not gone right.
Yeah, you sit there and you're like, why did I just do that?
Yeah, oh well. I'm sure it's not as bad as I think it is.
Candygram says one, because Candygram, like me, he likes collecting guitars. I've seen them on his wall, bless him. He says one method for internet sustain, you can crank your guitar amp so the note from the speaker will actually keep the string vibrating. Absolutely.
That's what I thought it always. That's why I always thought that it was something to do with feedback and like amps and stuff. Which of course I didn't have an amp, so So that's because I always thought that I thought that was the secret to get those long sustained notes.
Yeah, I mean that Jimmy Page wiring job on me Les Paul, it's got a reverse phase on there, so you can almost get an echo of the note you've played. You know, or you can play the harmonic. You know, it's.
Do you know what I actually had once?
What?
And I had to carry it all the way from the place I was about a mile down the road, and I had to carry it for a mile, and it weighed a ton. I actually had a tape echo unit.
Really?
You know, where it's like a loop of tape that goes round and you get like you get a delay.
Yeah.
I actually had one of those.
Happy days.
And it was brilliant. I was like, right, now I'm going to do cover versions of all the ELO songs in the world. And I never did.
No.
But it was just amazing because it was like a big piece of clear plastic on the front so you could watch the tape go around. It was amazing. And you could do things like in some of the ELO tracks where somebody says something and then you hear the delay, you hear the echo, but it then speeds up or slows down because you speed that's you make the noise and the tape delay kicks in, but then you speed it up or slow it down and it goes. It's great. You can't do that digitally.
We fancy a bit of what? We want
A little bit of toast.
We want a bit of that.
A little bit of toast. That's what I said.
No, that's too dark.
Oh, it went dark there. Went all dark all of a sudden.
Let's have a bit of that. Have a bit of copper.
Oh, copper.
Edward Leonard says, never heard of Joe being called Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, he used to have a big mop of curly hair, didn't he, on Flying on a Blue Dream album, and then he shaved all his head off, and I just call him Mr. Potato Head, mate. Yeah, so most folks, you go, oh, yeah, went to see a concert. Who'd you see? Mr. Potato Head. Oh, Satrion, he's over. Yeah.
Many of these people are.
Yeah. We are cruel in the UK, but can't take away from him his talent.
You're talking to the people who national pastime is being miserable. And then, yeah, what we do, we make other people miserable as best we can.
Well, most English, well, most Brits, to be honest, we always give people nicknames, don't we?
Yeah.
We all have mates, and eventually they get a nickname. All your close friends, and sometimes your favourite artists, and that, you know, they all have a nickname, and it's just a. I don't know whether it's an American thing as well, but over here it is. It's like, yeah.
It's purely because we can't remember anybody's bloody name. We're rubbish remembering.
And most people will know who you mean.
Oh, excuse me. Oh wow, this bit here that is on the exhaust here that looks like it's been painted like gold.
Yeah.
All that was lead belcher, and then a wash of Agrak Surshade, and a wash of Cassandora yellow.
Yeah.
And a wash of Fuegan orange, and now it looks like gold.
Yeah. There you go. So you're good, you are.
I didn't want it to look gold.
As I've said to you before, this is why you're a guru.
Nonsense. I want it to look rusty. I need to let them tubes dry for a bit, and I can paint the.
You're a tube.
Paint the strips going round them.
You're a big tube.
You're made of tube.
I like being made of tubes. Tubes.
Tubes.
Tubes, woob, and drip.
Yes, drip.
I still don't know what the hell I was trying to say when I said that to you. It's like, I don't know why.
I'm trying to understand your nonsense a
I don't know why I've typed drip in that message. I'm like, what the hell was that?
In the same way that he just randomly typed the word "woob" in a message to me once. He said something like, "Yeah, I'm going to try this tonight." Drip. What?
Yeah.
Why did you say drip? What did I say? Drip. You said drip.
Yeah. Scroll up, dear. Oh yeah, I said drip. No idea. Don't ask. Yeah.
La 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 la. Oh, my camera's moved a bit close. That's better.
There you go. Go over that.
Yeah, I went a bit wrong with the rusting there, and it's gone a bit funky.
It's gone a bit Pete-tong, has it?
A little bit, but I'll live with it.
Yeah, I got a bit of that on there. Right. We can have a bit of black on there. What colour are we going to do then? Oh, I don't know.
Dude, have you heard the latest thing about Adobe and Pantone?
No.
You know how like Pantone have the Pantone colour library?
Oh, right, yeah.
And basically a lot of colours are actually copyright Pantone.
Oh, okay.
And to use them in any like professional capacity, you have to pay Pantone. So basically, Adobe have had an agreement with Pantone for like about 40, 50 years, not 40 years, for about 25, 30 years, that they can use official Pantone colours in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Which just means that basically the colours that are the Pantone colours, they're just colours.
Yeah, your colour swatches, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if you move the little things around on the colour palette, you're going to hit a load of colours that would officially be Pantone colours.
Yes.
So they've always had this agreement that they pay Pantone money and people who use Photoshop just do whatever they want. Yeah. However, that agreement's ended.
Oh.
And basically what's going to happen is people are starting to see now when they open a PSD file, if any of the colours in the image are actually Pantone copyrighted colours, they get a message saying, these have been replaced with black in your image. However, you can pay £21 a month to license use of Pantone's colours.
Oh.
And it can be 20-year-old PSDs, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's if you've got a modern version of Photoshop online.
Yeah.
It basically replaces any like Pantone value color value with just black. So there must be like, and you basically now, for somebody to use it in their artwork, they have to pay Pantone direct instead of it just all being paid for by
all people trying to make money, innit?
Well,
it's all to try to get you over to this monthly subscription thing. That's why I'm coming off of Adobe, because my CC18 ends support soon.
Well, the thing with Pantone is it's always been the case of Pantone to use an official Pantone color that they've actually registered. You have to pay for it, but that's only people like marketing companies and designers and things have had to do that. People like me and you who use Photoshop, we didn't even know it because we just use Photoshop. But if you're designing a car, or you're designing a corporate logo, or you're making something like that, and you think the perfect color for our corporate logo is this, and somebody goes, that's Pantone color 43745 peach green, that'll be $5,000, please, to license the use of that color. And it's always been that way. It's just we never see it because it's the same way like a font can be licensed.
Yes.
So it's weird. It's very strange.
But it's like I say, if it's someone else's IP, then they're entitled to it, aren't they? You know?
But like I said, only because Adobe have kept that hidden because they just took care of that for everybody. But now it's like, why are all these things on my image black? You've got to pay Pantone $21 a month. What? No. You watch, mate. Everyone will transfer over to GIMP. It'll be like, it'll be exactly the same. Well, theoretically, it will be exactly the same, but I don't know how. There's probably nothing in GIMP to stop you using those colors, but
I mean, GIMP's open source anyway, isn't it? So and they'll probably just say, stick your colors where the sun don't shine. We'll use our own.
Don't know how wide the Pantone range is.
Nor do I, mate.
Quite significant.
Copyright in color.
Yeah.
Who do they invoice then to pay for the color of the sun each day? You know, it's like.
Well, I suppose if it's like an official business thing, if like I say, if it's a corporate logo, then
that's just completely. It's a bit like some of the stock imagery, isn't it? You know, we've all done it. You download an image off the internet, that'll make a great logo, and then it's like, actually, it's a copyrighted image. Can't use that.
If you look at any like corporate artwork or corporate logo, and you actually look at the design documents for these things, because most corporate stuff and official corporate information and designs and logos and materials, they'll have design documents and briefs for people in the company to make new materials. Like I actually saw the other day, I think it was on Gizmodo, they had an original 1970s McDonald's corporate branding booklet.
Oh, right,
which was basically for any like franchisee or anybody doing any kind of marketing materials. Here are all the different things that you need to adhere to, like designs, wordings, characters. And when you see the designs, like even down to Ronald McDonald and his outfit, all the colours were listed. And they were probably all like Pantone official colours, because the idea is if you want to reproduce this colour on a different thing all over the world, you just use the official Pantone colour, and therefore you know you've always got it right. So there'll be a lot of...
Oh, that's going to be an interesting thing to see then, how that develops, isn't it?
Well, I mean, a lot of the corporate stuff, they'll be paying for that already anyway. So a lot of companies will use official Pantone colours because, like I say, it's consistency. If I'm based in Stoke-on-Trent and I say I want this to be Pantone colour 5743, then when somebody in, say, Taiwan wants to manufacture my products, I can say this is Pantone colour 57643. They can get that exact colour because it's the registered colour. So yes.
Candygram from Mongo says paint jobs are looking great. Thank you, very glad, Jeff.
Thank you very much.
I think we're both at that stage at the moment where we're like, I really hope this works out.
I made a bit. Oh, hello! I pinged.
Is it all going wrong?
I pinged the thing off.
You had
a few of them, didn't you?
If it helps.
Come off. It does actually, because it means I can ping it off now.
If it helps, mate, you're not alone, Fox. There's mine.
Well, that pinged off quite nicely.
Is it the same one? Oh no, mine was the dual ones with the big tit on it.
Yeah, mine's the one on the bottom, so I can glue that back on later. I'll keep it off for now because it makes it handy for painting.
Oh my God, I've just looked up while it...
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting whether to ping the other ones off actually, but I had to reinforce them with plastic card.
Yeah, I've not bothered putting them back on yet because I think I'm just going to super glue a magnet in there and just.
Or just super glue them on. I'm tempted to take the other one off if I can get this
Should
other
have
one
done
off.
it with my arm. Well, yeah, I used the UV glue, but I'm a clumsy great oaf and I kept knocking it off. So, yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to look for them orcs, wouldn't I? And yeah, start painting them. Oh, God, they're awful, aren't they? Look, buried right in there. Oh. Okay. Right, we can do this. Panzer says Pantone, isn't that a variety of cake? Yeah. Oh, we've lost the guru. Let's see whether I can load him back up. That's probably his broadband falling over. Let's see whether we can find him. Apologies for that, folks. It could well be that his broadbands fell over. I'll message him to let him know. Oh, it had gone quiet. Let's say. You. There you go, send him a message, see what's going on there. It might be that his broadbands fell over, so we'll see what's going on if he comes back. Guru says, did I fall out or has Festa gone? No, you've fallen out, Fox. You've fallen out, mate. I'm currently waiting for you to come back in on Collab Cam. We're still streaming with one window at the moment, so it's your end, mate, not mine. Because I can see my YouTube on screen. Just make sure. I'll wave to the camera. It should come up any second now with a thumbs up. So, yeah, Colin is looking for you. Yeah, well said, Pants. Yeah, we are waiting for the guru to come back in on slobs, folks. So, yeah. There you go. So I'll keep going, see when he comes in. So, here you go. I'll go full screen for a minute. Then we'll wait for him to come in. There you go. So yeah, as you can see, I've done me checkers, a bit of rustykins and chipping and all of that lot. I'm undecided yet whether to have a go at one of the orcs. I know the minute I put paint on my paintbrush, he'll come in, so I'm going to wait and see what he does. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, there is. So he's dropped out of there. And he's not on Messenger at the moment, so it might be that he needs to just do a quick reboot on his box of nails. So we'll keep that. Let me back in. I am waiting. You're not showing up my end, mate. Yeah, you're not showing up on my one, mate. Let's have a looky-loo and go on there. Yeah, you're not showing up, mate, because I've got the Collab Cam properties open. I'll send you a picture so that you can see. You are using the same code, I'll take it, mate. And what I'll do is I'll copy and paste in the code for you. Do that so that you can try and get back in. But I'm sat in slobs with the Ujimi calling me watch and it open. Check your messenger, mate. And I have got slobs open and I am sitting here and you're not there. Let's come out of performance mode and see whether it's that. It's going to switch workbenches a minute, folks, just to see whether or not it's been deliberately bad. No, it's still not seeing him, mate. La 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 la. We're still streaming out, Fox, so it's definitely your end, mate. Because folks can still see me, so let's go back into the second screen in the hope that you come back in. Yeah, other than that, there's not a lot I can do, mate. Let's go back in there. Yeah, you're still not showing up, mate, and it's the same end sequence, mate. T16, the last 3 letters. So. The only other thing I can do is kill the stream and start again, mate, but really? It's definitely your end, mate, because everything's fine here, mate, audio and video. We're still streaming out. Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on there then, Fox, because I'm sitting here with it on screen. I've just shown you a photograph of it, mate. Oh, really? Yeah, you're not in there, mate. I'm going to generate a new link and copy that because you're not in under that one. Let's paste that in. Try that. Yeah, it sounds like he needs a reboot, but it's never his fault. It's always mine, so yeah. So I'll end the stream. That'll be the easiest thing. Say faffing around. I don't get that because it's streaming out. I take it you guys can still see me on screen. Let's go on the full screen on slobs. There you go. I take it that's coming out on YouTube, peeps. Because I'm trying to run slobs and YouTube on one monitor. Let's switch monitors. Yeah, if you could let me know in the chat that you can still see and hear me, folks, that would be a massive help. And we'll see what's going on with the guru. Yeah, you're not in there under that code either, mate, so I really don't know what's going on there, mate. Yeah, I've sent you a new link in Messenger. Yeah. So, yeah, we're both sending each other photographs of the screens that we are showing, and it's like, yeah. I love him. Let's do it again just to prove that I can't see him. Cool. They say don't work with children. Here you go, Fox. That's proof that I'm... yeah. Send that and send that. There you go. There's proof that I am still streaming and you're not there because you won't have it otherwise. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's never his end, is it? No. Yeah, you... yeah. Right, easiest thing to do, folks. I'm going to end this stream because obviously he can't get back in and it's again. So I'm just going to call it a night and we'll go from there. So sorry about the abrupt ending. Everyone's saying my AV is fine this end, Fox, but you're not having it that it's, yeah. So rather than, yeah. Because, yeah, it's just a pain in the arse otherwise because, yeah. I've got no idea what's going on, so I'm going to end it and restart it quickly and see whether I can continue on. So let's have a looky-loo. See whether... Let's bung that on, see what's going on there. Test cards come up. Yeah, still not seeing Fox. Yeah, still not seeing him, no matter what. So I'm still streaming and Fox isn't coming through. So I've got no idea why. So, yeah, no idea, mate. You are using the correct link, I take it. Everyone can see me. I can see me. Festa's video and audio are fine, says Candygram for Mongo. Collab cam's been rebooted, so yeah, it's not having it. So yeah, no idea why, mate. You're not coming in on the stream at all. So I'm going to recopy that link, fire it through. Yeah, it's definitely not that. So the only thing I can do is try and do a reboot this end, because it's bound to be my end, and we'll try something else. See you in a while, folks.